Welcome in, peeps. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you guys are all good. Happy Saturday. Guys, I've got an exciting one tonight for episode 4 of Paranormal Encounters on Kick. We've got MilParanormal, a friend of mine, a new friend to the channel, a new friend of mine, and he is a IRL investigator into the actual paranormal, haunted locations, all sorts of those creepy little things. So we're going to have a chat to Mil. I just want to quickly unmute myself here. There we go. Mil, you good? Let's see if he's still busy with his intro. He's also live, guys, so please go check him out if you want to check him out on his channel. He is live right now. We're kind of just doing a co-streaming thing, so feel free to pop in and say hi on that end. Yeah, so when we are ready, there we go. Mo,
Yeah, my
got
bad.
you there. No, you're all good. You're all good.
Sorry about that.
Okie dokie. So, guys, we've for the first time on our little paranormal channel, we've got an actual investigator. Mol does investigations at haunted locations. We were actually having a chat just before this now about a couple of places that he's looking at going through to and has been through to. And yeah, I think tonight's going to be an interesting one. So, please introduce it. I mean, I've done a bit of an intro, but please introduce yourself, your experience on Kick, and your experience in investigating and all of those things for us.
Well, hello, everybody. Some of you might already kind of know me. I know Kinetic is in here, but
he's there.
So, MilParanormal isn't like I'm not Mil.
Yeah.
My name is Sean.
I'm calling you
a paranormal investigator. No, you're good. MilParanormal is actually a group of 3 people that do investigations. It's me and my 2 work friends, Hartman and Wilson. We are collectively MilParanormal. I've just ended up picking up the name because, I brand everything towards MilParanormal, so everyone just calls me Mil. So you guys can call me Mil. It's
there we
fine.
go.
But yeah, we've been doing paranormal investigations for probably the better sum of over 2 years now. We started out when I came here. We initially got inspired to do it because we were playing Phasmophobia. And we're like, you know what?
Good old Phasmo.
Exactly. Like, we could do this shit in real life. So that's what we did. We bought our first equipment and went out and tried it out. And we'll get into that in a little bit on how that all went.
Kinetico's like, I don't know him. Don't talk shit.
I don't know this guy.
I don't know this guy. Migsy. If you see Migsy in the chat, he also he did our first episode on Paranormal, and he also wanted to get into IRL investigation. So we'll hopefully get that happening.
Hello, Migsy.
Hopefully get that happening sometime.
Yeah, it would be cool. If you guys have any questions, I am in Smithy's Discord too, so you guys can message me in there. We have a Discord as well, so however you guys want to do it, we can work that out. But
let's start off at ground zero quickly.
Okay.
What obviously Phasmophobia got you into the paranormal, but was there anything prior to that? Was there anything when you were growing up that kind of led you down that path?
Yeah. So growing up, my mom, my brothers, we've all kind of experienced some things. Most notably, my brother he doesn't remember it, but my mom and dad had told me about something that happened to him. I guess I had a grandmother or a great grandmother. I don't remember her. I never really met her. I was too young, but she had died on the floor of the living room of the house that we were living in at the time. And my brother Sebastian wasn't home at the time, but he came home from school, and where our grandmother had been laying at when paramedics came and said, "Oh yeah, she's gone." My dad was standing there when he walked inside. He didn't know that our grandma had passed, but he started hitting my dad, telling him to get off of grandma. You're standing on grandma.
What the hell? Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if it was just because he was so young and he still has that window between what would be the spiritual world and between
And
the
in
real world
reality.
at the time that he
Mm,
could still see that presence there. I don't know what happened, but that story always kind of comes to mind when I think of like Ground Zero made me
mm,
think about the spiritual side of the world. Because it's how would someone know? How would they know if they never even saw the person there, deceased, and then to walk in and really freak out like with an emotional reaction
mm.
to somebody not being there?
I think it
It's
must
just
be.
one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very difficult thing to try and to understand. And the only
Hmm.
way you can really understand it is by thinking, okay, well, he must have seen somebody there.
Yeah, like he would have had to have seen her there physically to be able to know
Mm,
she was actually
mm,
there.
mm.
But he was at school and then came home. She
Crazy,
had already been picked up and swept away by the paramedics at that point.
crazy.
So
Okay.
that's just one of many. Um, but my own personal, most notable experience personally, when my grandfather died back in 2017 or 2016, um, he was a really nice old. Actually, he was kind of a grumpy old man, but he loved to make wine. He loved making homemade wine,
Mm.
the strongest wine you would ever have. But he had this room in his barn that he used for winemaking. And he had one of those old wooden grape crushers that had the teeth in it and they kind of fall through and just keep cranking it. The thing had a
Like a
very distinct
mincing
sound.
machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. So me and my cousin Chase, after he had died, we were going up to the house to grab some of the stuff out because it was getting sold. So we had to clean the house out. But as we were walking up to the house, um, we heard the grape crusher turning in that room in the barn.
Oh hell no.
And we were like, yeah, we were like, who the fuck's making
Uh,
wine right now?
hell
Like,
no.
no one has been interested in making wine. So like we're like, okay, well, let's go check it out and see what's going on. We didn't think it was anything weird at first. We were just like, okay, let's go hang out with whoever's doing this. So we were walking towards the door to that room where the wine crusher is at, and we get closer, and 100% we know that's what that is. So we go to open the door, but the moment we turn the freaking doorknob on that room, it
It
stopped.
stops.
We opened the door and it was completely dark in the room. Nobody was in there. Although I'm getting goosebumps
It's
thinking
like
about it.
that climactic moment in a horror movie. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like that. The freaking the creepy music comes in. You
Yeah.
turn it and you
Yeah.
open it, and there's just nothing, and then you get jump scared. But we didn't get jump scared. But that's not the first time that happened. That happened twice. The same exact thing, and we were like, you know what? We're not even gonna mess with it.
It's when you take the
I'm
juice
not gonna.
outside and you burn it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And oh, it's just crazy. That's like the first legit, like 100% undeniable paranormal experience I
Mm.
ever had. Because the grape crusher was just sitting up on the shelf where it normally is. And we're like, what the fuck, dude?
So that
It was
created
just
the
an insane.
curiosity. It
Yeah.
sparked the curiosity.
Mm, the curiosity struck probably while I was a little younger, but that's the one that like hit me. That was like, okay, there's something
Mm.
else that exists in this world that I can't see. I guess that's what really solidified it.
Mm.
So yeah, yeah.
And the three investigators that you investigate with, how do they where do they how did you guys meet?
So we are all in the military.
Okay.
Every one of us. We just got stationed together, and I'm trying to remember exactly how I became friends with them. Hartman, I kind of just clicked with, but Hartman was already good friends with our buddy named Wilson. So me and Hartman became friends. We got closer, and then we just started playing video games together.
Mm.
Real, basic stuff. And then we were like, Phasmophobia. Oh, this shit's real scary. Then we're like, you know what? I feel like if this were to actually happen in real life, it would be really fun. And then the idea kicked off, and we were like, oh, you know what? Let's go do it. So we did it. And I mean, it's pretty much history from there. Once we did that first time, we were like, okay, this shit's pretty cool because we had a really interesting thing happen. But
Well,
yeah, that's how it got started.
you said a really interesting thing happened. So if you can elaborate, what happened?
So we we had really really shitty equipment when it started. I do have footage of it, but it is the worst footage you will ever see if we bring it up. Um, we had gone to this place called Stellacome Park,
Yeah.
and at Stellacome Park, there is an abandoned, well, not abandoned, a torn down mental asylum that was there whenever the railroads were really kicking up here in Washington. It's called the Hill Ward, and they
Forward. Yeah.
sent mental patients there to. It was a self-sustaining ward, so they sent patients there to get treatment while also still having a productive lifestyle, whether
Mm.
it was doing agriculture, making textiles, helping with the revolution in Washington, coming up to what would have been the 1900s, 1920s in that time. So we had gone up to that point, and we found out from some other people that the doctors there were doing some not so nice things with women that they had impregnated unwillfully.
Oh, jeez.
If they impregnated a woman, they would take them down to the lake that was right next to the ward and drown them in that lake. So they could, it was an easy out. Like, oh, she went crazy and ran away from the barn where they were milking horses and drowned herself in the water. It was an easy out for them. So, like several, I'm not going to say hundreds, but a lot of women were drowned in that water. So we went and proceeded to go to the docks and perform an investigation there to see if we could maybe contact any of these women who were drowned. The first thing that really messed with us is we have these little cat balls. I
Yeah.
don't have any on hand.
The little one that as soon as it moves, it starts to spark. Like it's the lights start to going off.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. We had several of those placed out around this dock we were on, and at the very entrance of the dock, we had one that kept going off. But there's no movement. Like you'd have to stomp next to it to make it go off.
Mm.
But it was just going off over there, and we were like, okay, that's fucking weird. The weirdest part is we were over there and we had our spirit box and we were talking and asking questions. We were like, is there ever any women drowned here? If you're here, please let us know that you're here by touching any one of these devices, so on and etc. So that's when the cat ball started going off again. And we got a really weird spirit box feedback. It was unintelligible, but it sounded like a very, like, I don't want to say gargled scream, but it was almost muffled.
So
It
almost
came
as
through.
if it was somebody that was being drowned. That underwater gargly noise,
I
maybe.
don't want to say it was underwater gargly. It was. Think of like if you put a wet pillowcase over someone's
Yeah.
mouth
Yeah.
and they were trying to scream through it. That's kind of what it
Yeah.
sounded like. At least that's what
Crazy.
Wilson had told us. And so we were like, okay, that's insane. So we waited for a little bit. We weren't getting much, so we moved on to the next area. But this is where shit really got weird. um, we sat down on the park bench and we set up all of our equipment and we did spirit box and we did our EVP sessions. Well, we had the spirit box come through with followed doc communication, followed doc communication. That was like the three words that came out, and I have it on I have it
Crazy.
on camera, and I would show you if you would like to later
Yeah.
on. I
Yeah.
got to pull it all up.
You're very welcome to share it with me. I can pull it up.
Um, but we had it
So
basically,
Hunted,
to
welcome
sum it
in.
all
How's
up. Oh yeah, I haven't even been reading chat. I'm sorry.
it?
Basically, what happened
Listen,
though is,
feel free to chat and listen. It's very chilled
yeah,
vibe. So you're
of
very
course.
welcome to chat if there's anybody that's asking questions or causing shit in the chat and wants to.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you do what you need to do.
sweet.
We are both
But
live,
yeah,
guys. So feel free to pop
oh
into
yeah, we
Mil
are. I haven't even been
Paranormals.
looking at my chat. Jeez. Jeez.
Stop
Hey guys,
ignoring
I
your
am so
chat,
sorry.
Sean.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. I'm bad. Hey guys, sorry. Yeah, your mic is muted on stream. Oh no.
Oh shit.
See, this is why I need to go through and make sure. Yep, I do have my mic muted on stream. Okay, guys, you should be able to hear me now. Um,
Thanks
I'm
for the
very
shouties,
sorry about that.
Moose. For Hunted, we are doing a paranormal chat tonight on Kick. So
Yeah.
MilParanormal, he's also got his channel on Kick, and we're basically just discussing his experience in paranormal investigation and all of that. So yeah, if you can hang tight and just sit and chill with us, then yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you, Kinetic. I appreciate you. But yeah, to kind of tie it all together, that dock, something had followed us from the dock to the little table we were sitting at, and it let us know that it had followed us and that it heard what we were saying. We, but that's pretty much that was our first investigation because we didn't delve into it like we would now
Mm,
because we were kind of spooked. We're like, we're gonna dip. That's kind of crazy. We're gonna dip. Very first investigation ever. It was an intense moment for us as very new investigators. So we were like, we're gonna
we-
call it a night
we're,
because
we're
we
we're
also
done.
weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah. But to tie it all together, it followed us back from the dock to let us know that it followed us.
As long as
And
it
that was
followed you
pretty
back
much it.
from the dock and it didn't follow you home, it's fine.
Hmm.
Because I
Yeah.
think that's a
That,
situation you don't want to be involved. That you don't want to have that happen.
no, of course not. But unfortunately, I think that has happened at this
Oh,
point
has that
from
happened?
other I think
Oh,
I
yeah.
think so.
Okay,
I think yes,
we're
but
gonna have to
yeah,
dig
we'll
into
dig
that.
into
Yeah,
that too.
yeah. And okay, so it was initially just the two of you, or
The three of us.
okay, so it was all three of you at the time. Okay,
Hmm.
cool. And then when you guys arrived at the location, obviously the location was relatively chilled out. There was nothing really happening. You kind of had to. I don't I hate using the word taunt, but you kind of had to egg things on a little bit in order for anything to start happening.
The word to use is entice.
Entice. Yeah. Yeah.
Entice.
Yeah.
We don't ever like to taunt anything,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
disrespectful.
so starting out, we didn't really understand that. It's kind of whenever you're getting into it, you don't really know what to do. You don't know what makes things tick.
Mm.
But as you get further into it, you kind of learn. You learn that there's certain topics that may trigger a reaction, and there's
Mm.
actually, on top of all the investigating we do, we're not just investigating. We're also trying to create that scientific connection between what the spirit world is and what the real world is.
Yeah.
And we're trying to find ways to legitimately prove that there is something beyond the veil of what we see with our own eyes. So not only do we investigate, we also do research into these types of things. And there's a method that we do want to end up trying and this ties in with coaxing and enticing.
Yeah.
Um, Everything in the world exists on frequencies. Everything has a frequency. It all ties together. So, including spirits. And we have a theory that if we can match the frequency of what a spirit exists on with resonance,
Yeah.
vibrations and things like that, I think we could basically put a battery. It's basically giving a battery to a spirit, giving them that energy to be able to interact with us in
Yeah.
a way that they could not before. We have not tested this yet, but
It's quite interesting. Cool.
yeah, if you really think it's a lot to go into, a lot. But
It's funny
that's
you
one thing we'd like
mentioned.
to try eventually.
It's funny you mentioned the battery thing because I think one of the things that you see a lot, especially like we were discussing twin paranormal, you get the other guys, what's the other crowd? It's I don't know if you're a Paranormal X from the UK, those kind of guys that go into investigations and they charge their batteries for everything. They charge their GoPros, they get everything running, and things start to deplete batteries. And I think there's definitely an energy draw from a
Hmm.
lot of those experiences and those investigations. And you see it a lot in those situations. And I mean,
Yeah.
from your experience, is that a valid thing? Does that happen on your side as well?
Yes, that is very valid.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, the last place we did an investigation at, I brought battery packs for like not for any kind of spirits or anything to pull from, but to charge equipment because we do really long investigations,
Yeah.
like 5-6 hours.
Yeah.
Um, so we have to charge our equipment over time, and those battery packs that I brought are supposed to last up to 12 hours with something hooked into them. Those battery packs were drained within an hour of us being there with
Crazy.
nothing hooked into them.
Jeez.
And I was like, that I know that these things work. I've used them outside of investigations. And for both of them to drain like that, just it baffled me. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
we don't have the power to fucking recharge our stuff if we need to now. So I hooked them into a wall outlet and recharged them. But yeah, and camera batteries. Oh my god, the camera battery, they are the worst.
Camera batteries.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, we got a question here.
Yeah.
When looking at an area to investigate, how much research do you do beforehand and how do you get
Oh yeah,
most
that's
of the
go
info?
scheme.
Yeah. So we do a fair amount of research um on the location itself. We try not to get too much information because a lot of people try to call us out for planting scenes in what
Mm,
we do when we go in and do these investigations, going in with prior knowledge of names and things like that. Um, People are like, "Oh, well, you already knew who died there, so you can just try and correlate what you knew already to stuff that's happening." So we
mm.
try not to take in too much information beforehand because people will start to falsify what we do
Yeah, it becomes almost
and
like biased
make
research kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
almost like that.
Yeah.
So we do research on the location mainly like I'm gonna say it's mainly the land research we do. We do land research because there's a lot of Indian reservations here and Indian sites,
Mm.
Native American, I should say, that could tie into a lot of the things happening at certain locations. So we don't get too much into the history and who died there, but we do get into the history of when it was put there, what events happened there, and you know the uh, the personal accounts from staff.
So Native American burial site seems to be quite a. I've heard it a lot across YouTube, and it seems to be like a regular hotspot for paranormal investigation. Wherever there's a Native
Mhm.
American burial site, there seems to be some type of paranormal goings on. Um, so when do you try and isolate those, or do you prefer to stay away from those because maybe they've been over researched? Or do you think, okay, let's go through them, maybe we'll have a completely different experience to what some of the
Mhm.
other investigators
Yeah, so I will say no to experiences from investigators will always be the same.
have? Mm,
But we don't pinpoint Native American sites because one thing it's not easy to find out if a place is Native American based unless it's within like the Native American records
yeah.
storage online that you have that shows these historically marked places
Mm,
as Native American significance. Um, but the places that we do go, like the way we pick the places we go is we hear stories about a place or it's been covered already. It's really,
yeah.
really difficult to find brand new investigation
Mm,
places that have not been investigated. It is so hard
yeah.
because a lot of people lie. A lot of people lie about that stuff, and then we show up, and it's nothing. There's nothing there. And it's not my place to say that there's nothing there. Maybe we didn't use the right
You,
techniques when
you,
we
you,
went.
legitimizing the sometimes the production value of other paranormal, because I do see that every now and then, and I'm not going to name any names, I would never do that, but there's some paranormal investigators that tend to be more focused on the production value of a video than the legitimacy
Hmm.
of the actual location.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, as much as it's entertainment, I think it's also it's a knowledge base, and people need to respect that. Especially if, like yourself, you're an investigator, you go to a location, and you go. I mean, you're not supposed to, but you potentially go there with a little bit of an expectation, especially after seeing
Hmm.
those kind of people, and it illegitimizes their content to a degree.
Yeah. And that's it's funny you say that. Because sometimes we'll go into these places and it hasn't happened to us yet.
Yeah,
But we have sister groups and brother groups around here that have gone to places, and other content creators have messaged them and been like, you know, y- you went there and nothing happened, but it's not your place to say that it's not haunted, because when we went there, a lot of stuff happened.
yeah,
But how legitimate is the stuff that happened when they went?
yeah,
That is
yeah.
our thing, is we don't want to falsify anything. We don't fake anything.
That's how it's supposed
Um
to be.
yeah, and as far as the production value for entertainment, you got to have something fun in there, but not
Mm.
what we do. Like in our most recent place we went to, we played a game of hide and seek in a museum. We played hide and seek in there to see who was going to have to sit in the basement of the museum all alone.
I'm out.
Exactly.
I'm out.
Exactly. Like you don't want to do it, but then you kind of do want to
Yeah,
do it at the same time,
yeah.
because it's that little rush you get. So that does get included with the production. We'll film the hide and seek thing, and then we'll go into the
That's
actual
fun.
investigation. Yeah, and then at the end of the video is usually the punishment
Mm,
for who loses hide and seek.
I like
So
that.
our buddy Hartman got stuck in the basement blindfolded with the Estes method going on his head.
Yeah,
So we just sensory deprivation in a really dark, unfamiliar room is not fun for anybody, even if it's not haunted. So that's kind of how we went about that. But again, that's
do
it's
you,
it's kind of
do
it's
you guys
go ahead.
also do the blindfolded EVP into the ears kind of thing at all? Do you do that at all?
Uh, yeah, that's the Estes
Estes
method.
method.
That's
Okay,
what that
okay,
is.
okay, cool.
Yeah, and we do that pretty much every time we go anywhere.
Okay, all right.
Because one reason that we do that, and a lot of people do that, is because um, it ties into the same thing, falsifying the investigation. Because some people, if you don't have a blindfold on, they're like, oh, well, there's someone off camera cueing you on when to have a reaction to something or when to say something.
Yeah.
And we have like sound deafening headphones on them, so they can't hear what we're saying and responding to what they say. Because when
Mm,
they say something, the goal is for them not to have any knowledge of what we're talking about outside of that realm of him listening to whatever's coming through that spirit box.
yeah.
So and when things start to tie together and there's legitimate responses and intelligent conversation happening between what would be the middle point between us and whatever we can't see, being the person in the Estes method.
Mm,
So
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So you've mentioned the Estes method, and you've mentioned obviously like the cat balls. Just walk us through any of the other equipment that you guys prefer to use.
Okay. So there's a lot of things that we don't have yet that a lot of other investigators use, but our
Mhm.
primary use of equipment right now is the camera that I'm actually recording on right now. It does have night vision capability.
Okay.
I can switch between um, this mode and a night vision mode. So that way, when we are in the dark, we can still see things happening through infrared.
Very nice.
Infrared sometimes shows you things that you couldn't normally see outside of the regular visual spectrum. So that's why we like to have an infrared camera on hand.
Mm,
We also use trail cams
brilliant.
so like if something moves in a room that it wasn't supposed to move, the trail cam's going to turn on and record 20 seconds prior to that happening. So uh, that we really like to use those because it's like a solid, like if there's movement, it's going to get
It's
recorded.
gonna pick it
If
up.
anything
Yeah.
happens, it's going to happen.
Mm,
So that's another thing we use. The spirit box. We have one of those. Basically, what it does is it sweeps through radio waves like FM, AM, both of those. We usually try to stay on the AM channels because the FM channels just have way too much on them,
Too much
music,
interference.
people
Yeah.
talking. Yeah, so like that's not what we want to do. We don't want to like accidentally pick up someone saying something and be like, "Oh, they said death." Like, okay, you were
Meanwhile, you're
also on
picking up
FM.
somebody's radio station.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
like to stay on the AM channels because no one's on those. We can sweep through those, and we seem to get more. I'm not going to say more responses, but more crisp, intelligent responses, if that makes
I see.
sense.
Migsy says Estes method is something he wants to try. Migsy, we're gonna have to put some headphones on your head. We're gonna have to blindfold you and shove you in a basement somewhere,
Yeah, 100%.
man.
I can facilitate that.
Yeah, we'll organize that. It's not a problem.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
We've got some shit.
Ghost ski.
Yeah, we've got some shit creepy places in Cape Town. It's just a safety factor that we need to kind of integrate.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, I'd love to
So,
travel outside of the U.S. That's
well,
that's a thing we're gonna do eventually.
well, we would. I
Uh,
tell you right now, if you come to Cape Town or you come to South Africa, it's probably getting here is the expensive part, but the rest of the time you here, it's a very cheap holiday, and it'll a holiday business trip for investigation purposes.
business trip. I mean, we have an
Business trip.
LLC. We can write it off as a
E-
business expense.
Exactly. Do you guys have a motion capture rig? Are you talking about like an SLS?
Yeah, SLS. Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah. I think you might be talking about a SLS.
I think that is what he's talking
Yeah.
about. We do not have SLS because SLS is a very, very expensive
Mm.
piece of equipment. Like, as much as I would love to have one, it is not plausible for my
Yeah, they
pocketbook at the moment.
crazy expensive.
Yeah. So,
So,
like, there's a ton of equipment that we can't afford right now, but eventually, one day, we hope to.
well, that is all part and parcel of why we're here right now, guys. So if you are in the chat and you are watching and you are interested in the paranormal investigations, and if you see this logo on YouTube or anywhere, that logo right there, please make sure give them a follow, subscribe to the YouTubes, follow him on Kick, or follow Paranormal. You'll see it's Military Paranormal on Twitter, and all over the show. So please, guys, make sure that you go and give them some love. Let's just quickly do that. So yeah, just make sure that you keep in touch with them, and hopefully we can help you also from our end as much as possible grow on your side so that you can eventually get that equipment. We can see more and more investigations.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and it's kind of slow right now. We don't have we haven't we do have one place planned that we're going to go back to, called the Nathaniel Orr Home.
Okay.
We are going to go back there and do another investigation with the improved equipment we have, just to keep pushing out some stuff for you guys. Ghoski said, not sure if it's an SLS, but I remember some investigators using Xbox Connect rigged to a monitor to pick up motion.
Yeah, so that's that the Xbox Connect is basically the slightly cheaper version of that. And I don't know
Hmm.
how legit it is, but it's those like you see those little stick men that pop up on
Hmm.
the SLS. I think does something similar.
Yeah, I've seen it too. The hard part about that is though to bring, you have to have like a mobile computer to be able to do like a laptop, of course. Um, we I mean, I have a laptop that I could definitely bring out there, but we don't have the amount of people needed. Like that's like production team
Mm.
type stuff. Like you're gonna need more than just the investigators to make something like that happen. You need to have like a cameraman, a tech guy, a sound guy to make sure all that stuff works together just fine, and it works seamlessly into the video.
Yeah.
And while we don't have a team that big, I could do it if I recruited some people that wanted to just experience it. But for stuff like that, I'd like to have a dedicated team,
Mm.
and we're just not at that level yet. Uh, we're just to be realistic, that would not be the most plausible thing for us to do at this point in time.
So all in all, how many investigations have you done up until this point? How many locations have you guys covered?
let's see. We've done several. I'm gonna say up to 15
Okay,
locations here in Washington so far that we've covered.
nice.
Um, some of them being residential, some of them being from businesses that wanted to have investigations done, and then just other places that we just rolled up on.
Mm,
Um, our big connections to these locations we get to go to are through museum curators. And big shout out to the Stellicum Historical Association because they allowed us to uh, have access to historical homes in Stillicum, Washington, which is one of the first established towns that came to Washington because it's on the Puget Sound. It had direct access to the Pacific Ocean. So Stillicum is probably one of our favorites, one of our favorite places to do our investigations at
mm.
right now. There's a couple places that we can't get into because people actually own them now and live in them. Um, and they just don't want investigators in there stirring anything up that might be
That could,
resting.
yeah, that could potentially eventually go from dormancy to active. That would be a problem. Yeah.
So we actually had an instance like that very recently. We did a residential investigation, and she wanted us to sage her home. She wanted us to do a cleansing on her home, and we did. But whatever we did really pissed off whatever was in that home,
Good grief. Oh shit.
and it's gotten worse now. And I told her, I'm like, because apparently she has, her fridge door has been getting open and slammed. They hear footsteps in the kitchen when they're sleeping at night. Their garage door is opening on its own now.
Good.
Um,
Good grief.
yeah. So I apologized. I was like, we did warn her beforehand that that could happen, and if it did happen, we that's as far as we go. We
That's
don't delve
outside of your
further.
wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have something like that serious going on, we're gonna recommend you to go to a religious, some kind of religious type of person to maybe have a real good cleansing done on your home besides just random old guys coming in with some sage and
Mm.
smudging your doors and things like that. Get some holy water up in there and hang a cross or two in your doorways.
Yeah. At the moment it comes down to the thing of trying to exercise anything or anything like that. I think there's investigation and then there's attempting to remove whatever's there.
Hmm.
Investigation is you want to just have some type of proof.
Hmm.
You're not
Yeah.
there, and I think that's where people get a little bit confused. Where you contact them and you're like, we want to come in and investigate. We want to come in
Hmm.
and try and not disprove, but just have a look and see what is actually happening there. And then they automatically, I'm assuming some people have, like you've said, some people want you to come in and sage and try and cleanse the property and remove whatever's there. But that's not you. That's not what you do.
Yeah. That's
Um,
just for doing the sages is really as far as we go.
yeah,
That is the top of our wheelhouse.
mm,
We'll come and investigate all day. We'll let you know if there's something there or not.
yeah,
But for us to come in and remove something from your home, first off, we don't want to try and remove something and then it decide they want to come home with us because we just kicked it out. That's not what we want to happen. Um, and that is something that can happen and does happen. So we avoid that as best we can because I have children at home. One of our other guys has children at home, and then the other guy is just like, "Nah, bro, I don't want that in my house." You know, um,
you
but
don't.
it's the risk that comes with the job. So,
So going back to the whole, the saging and those kind of things. Have you ever been in a situation where doing anything like that has had an immediate reaction or action to you going in and saging or smudging or doing anything like that? Has there ever been an immediate reaction to that, or has it always been like an onset?
no immediate reaction that I can think of. But to be fair, we've only saged ourselves and one home. Like I
Okay,
said, it's not something we do very often at all,
okay.
just because of what comes with it. But if they're like adamant, like, hey, please do this. Like I have a stick of sage right up there right now, just for in case somebody is like super like, I need you guys to do this now, and I'm okay with the
Whatever happens.
outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether it's things get worse and I know that I need to go get some better help, or whatever you guys do fixes my problem. And we provide the resources they need to go and find that help if that does happen. The unwanted outcome
Mm.
happens, and if that
You-
does happen,
So you have somebody on hand.
we don't have somebody on hand, but we give them the resources to, like, if they have a church they specifically align with, we can get them the resources to go to that church and
Okay.
get the help they need from a religious affiliate
Because
that can actually help
a
them.
lot of the churches don't seem to like to get too involved in those kind of situations.
No, a lot of them don't, and that's I'm not going to say it's a problem, but churches historically have provided that service. It seems more in a modern day aspect that they've wanted to steer away from those types of um, situations.
Mm.
The Catholic Church has a very specific way they go about deciding whether they're actually going to enter a home, and they have to have undeniable, refutable evidence that there is something paranormal going on in that home. And that's why we record everything we do. If they need that evidence, if they need the video footage and the recordings and all that
You've
to
got those
bring to
resources.
someone, yeah,
Yeah.
so they can actually get the help they need. It's kind of like we build the blocks for you to have success
Mm.
if you do need this resource. So,
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the whole Catholic Church thing because I believe there's a very stringent process that they follow before they'll send anybody out to a home.
yep,
Or yeah,
there definitely is, and a lot of times that starts with them getting blessed inside the church, getting cleansed themselves inside the church, doing confessionals, getting your sins forgiven, whereas you may be the problem in your own home. I don't know how valid those those processes are, because sometimes it can be somebody with an attachment. Someone can bring something home from, say you go to a museum, like a
yeah.
haunted museum, and you touch something or you say the wrong thing, something can stick to you.
Mm.
That is a possibility, because just
Uh,
disrespecting the dead in general is a bad idea.
Kinetico, yes, I can see the chat, buddy. I can see you. I know Kick seems to be acting up at the moment, guys. I see there is a bit of a. If you guys are battling to watch right now, you might need to just log back in and then refresh. Yeah, Kick's deciding to have a moment, so
Smithy,
it is.
Azaria said, can you please tell Smithy that Kick is bugging? It says I'm banned on his chat, but I've still got the mod symbol there.
What? That's weird. Okay, hold on. Let me try and see if I can sort it out.
And I guess they can hardly hear you on that side.
I can watch but can't chat properly. Okay, but can you guys hear me though? Audio seems to be okay. From what I can see, the audio seems to be okay.
I'm gonna turn on your audio
Okay,
on here.
Migsy says he can hear and see fine. Okay, cool. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
I can hear you fine through stream.
Okay, I see that it's actually asking me to re-log in and re-verify. So just give me 2 seconds.
Always
Good old Kick being Kick.
Kick is Kick, but I really like Kick. Kick is really good
Yeah,
for
dude,
streamers.
I'd rather be on Kick than anywhere else, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. I'll see what it's doing. I see what it's doing. Yeah. You guys might need to do a re-login on Kick. I just want to quickly see what's happening with Azaria. Nope, I can see you. I can see you, Azaria. There you go.
There we go.
You're in. You're in. How you doing? Well,
Oh,
welcome
on
in.
my stream, it's quiet on his end. Okay, that is my issue then, and I need to turn him up.
There we
Let
go.
me
Now
see
I'm
here.
hearing and seeing you guys.
Okay, we're gonna turn you up on my side.
Cool.
Okay, they should be able to hear you way better now. Oh, Smithy, are you recording this, by the way?
What I do is I download the VOD and I run the VOD onto YouTube. Is that are we good
Oh,
with that?
that's right. There's a VOD. Okay, that's a good point. I was gonna ask you to send me that, but there's VODs.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Are we good on my side? Can you guys hear Smithy on my side?
Let me
If
quickly
one
check.
of you wouldn't mind checking real quick. Mixie, hello. Smitty, your nips look like cack, apparently.
Who said that? That can only be Migsy. Or who's that? Twisted.
No, not him.
Lilith.
No, it was kinetic.
Oh, kinetic. Kinetic. Okay.
Yeah,
There's a couple of people who think my nips look like cock, so it's fine. It's all right. Okay.
What is a cack?
Shit. K-A-K.
Huh?
K-A-K is shit in Afrikaans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've been teaching some people Afrikaans, and they've kind of latched on.
Is that where the word caca came from?
Yeah, that's actually Dutch.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
I would never talk smack about those perfect nips. Thank you, Migsy. I'm just messing.
Is one pierced or is both pierced?
No, I got both. Forget. Both were done.
Both.
Unfortunately. Okay, quick question. Now, this is a bit of a controversial one, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Have you ever debunked something that others swore was paranormal?
Okay. During the investigation or afterwards?
During,
or in any general sense?
In any general sense. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a colleague of yours that was like, this is potentially anybody in the realm of the if you went and investigated a location and when they were there, they investigated, they swore that that was a paranormal situation or experience. You went there and it happened to be a rat scuttling through a roof or, something like that.
Yes. Yes. So a couple months ago, a lady had posted, I did not go and investigate this, but a lady posted in a forums chat that I was in about her doorbell ring footage. And she said that nothing has ever run across her yard before. It was shapeless, it was black, and it just kind of floated across the yard. So I was like, can we see the footage? And she posted the footage. Now, up here in Washington, we have a lot of bears, a whole lot of bears that are around on base and everything. She posted this footage, and while yes, it was black and kind of fuzzy, you could for me, I could very obviously tell it was some kind of animal, and it looked like a bear to me.
Oh, damn.
She said that it looked like it faded through the car and things like that. I'm like, lady,
how do you confuse that?
That's what I'm saying.
How do you
it is night vision on your doorbell camera. They don't put 4K Ultra HD cameras on your doorbell. That is a freaking bear running through your front yard.
Your night vision in that situation is 480 at its best.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, here, let me show you. Hang on.
Okay.
1 second.
We're going into night mode, guys. We're going into night mode. There you go.
This is what night vision looks like on a good camera.
Okay, so like it looks 720 1080 with that camera.
Mm-hmm. It's not great. Yeah, roughly. It's basic recording style. If this was on her doorbell, I could see her. If it still looked like that, I could see it being a thing. Yeah. But it's just, I was just so baffled that she thought it was something super paranormal and then it faded through her car. I was like, lady, no. So yeah, we debunked that, and then everyone got mad at me in the comments because I was coming after her for it. Whatever. The only thing that we've had to debunk during an investigation, though, was this laser grid that we had on the wall.
Yeah.
It started flickering, and this isn't even fully. Let me turn my night vision back off. Sorry.
No, good. You're good. You're good. Go for it.
I usually have a remote for that, but I don't have it on me right now.
No, you're good. Zaria says she needs to eat carrots. Talking about myths busted. Exactly. I mean, for you to not be able to tell whether it's a bear or an entity, time
Exactly.
to
Like
replace your camera.
if it had shot up into the sky, I'd have been like, "Oh, that's a little crazy." But no, it just ran across the ground. Um, but with the laser grid thing, this one still, I debunk it as if it wasn't real because I don't really know the technology that it uses, and that's a big part is in debunking things is understanding the technology. Um, we had a laser grid that was set up in a bedroom, and it started flickering. I'd never seen it do that before. Even when it died, I'd never seen it flicker like that. So I was walking out of a bedroom in that same house we were in, and it started. It was just going on and off, and I was like, "What the hell?" So I went and looked at it. I picked it up. I turned it off. I turned it back on. Set it back down, and it was fine. And then like 10 minutes later, it started flickering again. I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then we went and looked at it. We plugged it up, made sure it was charged. It was a little low, but not low enough that it should have started flickering. So I chalked it up as an electronic malfunction,
Yeah.
but we've used it since and it hasn't done that. So I want to debunk it, but I also don't know if I'm giving it enough justice to debunk it. Is my thing. It's hard to sometimes it's hard to debunk things.
Yeah, I think having to try and debunk in those kind of yeah. As Zaria was just saying now, talking of debunking, she says her aunt was convinced that there was a ghost in her room because every single day, at times she would pass, uh, at times she would get a spot on her wall. Turned out that it was the neighbor's stained glass skylight. At a certain time of day, it would shine at an angle and would reflect. You know, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
That happened to my mom. My mom had the same thing. She thought an angel was visiting her in her home. Meanwhile, it was freaking a skylight, and it was the sun adjusting to the sky. It's crazy,
Oh no.
especially
Yeah.
especially like the elderly, and it's like I mean, waiting for God situation. All of a sudden, they start seeing a light. Meanwhile, it's a skylight, or they're seeing a light, and it's one of the lights flickering in the room. Or I'm not debunking that side of things, but a lot of times it's just a reflection or something.
Yeah.
How do you? I mean, I don't know if you've had to deal with it frequently, or how do you handle skeptics dismissing things that you guys picked up?
Okay, so skeptics can either be a really good thing for an investigation or a really bad thing.
Mm.
Healthy skepticism is what I look for. Straight up, like badgering skepticism, like being rude about it, not respecting what we do while also being skeptical. We had an incident back last year. We went to this place called Manresa Castle. This is by far the worst investigation I had ever done, mainly because we brought a couple guests with us from work.
Yeah.
And, two of them, well, really the main one, he was a big skeptic, didn't believe in any of it, thought it was.
Mm.
So we brought him, and I didn't think he was going to be the way he was, but we got in there and we started doing our investigations, and he kind of, Smitty, you're displaying on your screen.
Sorry, I was just quickly adjusting your volume because it's peaking on OBS. There we
Oh no,
go.
you're good.
There we
You're
go.
good. I was just letting you know.
There we go. Thank you.
So we went into this investigation. Really, dude, I spent so much money to get us into this place. I rented the room for the night that was supposed to be super haunted. You know, a monk had hung himself in the turret tower that we were in.
What?
He hung himself in the attic that was right above the room we stayed in. Um, so we wanted to be in that room. The guy that we brought with us was just, I think he was just out to have a drink in a hotel room in Port Townsend, because we didn't get an hour into the investigation before he was like, you know, guys, I don't believe in any of this. I'm just going to go get some beer. I'm going to go, you know, we're going to go pick up beer
What an ass.
and all this stuff. Huh?
What an ass.
Yeah. And I told them, I'm like, we don't drink during or before the investigation.
Hmm.
After it's all said and done with, I'm cool with it. So I was like, okay, y'all can go grab the beer. When we're done with the investigation, we can drink. But that's beside the point of his skepticism. He was just very disrespectful with what we were doing, laughing at the stuff we were saying. Because, you know, someone from the outside listening to what we say, like in essence, we're talking to nothing,
Mm.
trying to find something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, he was laughing at us for, you know, saying, if there's any spirits in here, can you please, you know, touch this? He's like, this is so fucking dumb. And I'm like, we have cameras, and this stuff was going to get uploaded to social media.
Until you said that.
But yeah, until he kept doing all
Crazy.
that, and then like he
That's
would like
so
we'd have him in
disrespectful.
footage. I know, and oh, I got so mad. Um, we were in the room and we were doing an Estes method, and the guy just he was on camera, and I didn't even see this because I wasn't in the room. We had split up into two teams, but he was just sitting there, and every time something would come through on the camera, he'd be sitting there. He'd just be like, "I'm like, dude, why did you even come?
Yeah. What?
Like, if you're getting irritated with what we're doing, and you're cringing at the what we're saying, and just being straight up disrespectful towards the whole thing,
He
I
basically
really and
came with
truly,
us for a free ride. That's basically it.
yeah, pretty much that's all it was. And he was late. We started later because of him. He started cracking beers with everybody else before the investigation was even halfway over. So when we went to go, and this room that we were in is a historically significant room. This place that we were at was a historically significant site, and we had the most historical room on the whole place. I get back in the room, and there's just beer cans all over the freaking room. There's beer spilt on this nice wood lacquered table. There's chips on the ground. There's and I'm like, what in the fuck are y'all doing? And they're like, well, bro, you know, we weren't getting anything, so we just thought it'd be cool if we just popped a beer and, you know, waited for you to get back. I'm like, okay, and you fucking ruined this entire beautiful room this place was so beautiful. It was a beautiful room,
Mm.
and I couldn't use any of the footage because there were beer cans in it. There was, you know, people being belligerent, being loud, just not being quiet during the times we needed to be quiet. And the whole night was just ruined. So whenever we talk about skeptics, there is a healthy skeptic,
Mm.
and then there's disrespectful skeptics.
Constructive
And
skeptic. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Tying. Oh wait, trying to make sense of it would be kind of obvious reaction, but slandering. Yeah. Listen, going ahead and slandering anybody's belief, I think, is a problem. I mean,
mhm,
any situation where you are in, and it's like I mentioned, there's a granny that's got a light that she's seeing or whatever. You would never physically go, oh yeah, no, you're just seeing stuff. You be respectful. No matter what the situation is. And like Mill was having a situation with a basically a dingleberry, we'll call it that, an asshole
yeah,
who decided to latch on for a ride and be completely disrespectful in an investigation situation. And you have to always make sure that the person's belief system is never disrespected, whatever the situation is. That's why,
yeah,
discussing religion and discussing things like that. If anybody ever discusses religion or any of those kind of things, be respectful, allow them to have their say, whether you believe it or not. It doesn't matter. It's completely irrelevant. But if you're willing to get into a conversation about politics, religion, any of that kind of stuff, allow people to have their perspective. And
Mm-hmm.
a skeptic is allowed to have their perspective. When we talk about the whole skepticism thing, a constructive skeptic is allowed to have their perspective on a situation. If you are able to show them some type of proof or show them something that changes that or adjusts that slightly, that it's great. But it's all about knowledge. It's all about information. And I personally think the investigations, investigating and doing what you're doing, I would love to do what you're doing. I think it's amazing.
Dude,
And,
it's really fun.
and respect is a big thing. I think location respect of those who have passed, respect of the whatever you cannot see in that space is extremely important.
It really is. Like everywhere we go, and even when I send the emails out to these people that we want to go into their location, like I want to leave your location the same as I found it.
Mm,
I'm not
yeah.
trying to remove anything from it. I'm not trying to bring anything to it. We want to be completely respectful in any way that we can.
Mm.
So, like, just the disrespect that was put out at that place just baffled me. I don't even like. I get irritated looking at the footage of it. It just irritates. Oh, it was supposed to be such a good investigation, and I spent so much money to get us out there. We drove an hour and a half to get to that place. We took a whole day to go and have a good time in Port Townsend. We went and saw the lighthouse out there that's supposed to be haunted.
Mm.
Um, we got a tour of that. It was a fun day. And what's up,
Look,
buddy? Hi. You good? You want to sit here?
hello, kiddo.
Oh, buddy. Hey, baby. Oh, okay. Can you grab some pants? Yeah.
Shame, man.
Yeah.
Looking for
Sorry about that.
looking for dad.
Yeah.
Good.
So, but yeah, basically,
All good.
um, sorry. Uh, yeah, staying respectful, to the dead, to spirits, anything like that is extremely important because if you're disrespectful, you can also anger anything that's there, and that could get you a nasty attachment, could get you injured if whatever is there is powerful enough to do something like that. Um, it's just be decent. Act as if they're a living person. That's pretty much the
That's what
take we
it is.
have on it.
Yeah, just be
Yeah.
respectful. And going through to the whole nasty situations. And have you ever been in a situation or at a location where you felt that it is actually you've had to walk away because the situation is too dangerous? Be it obviously entities that could potentially be attached, or the actual location itself being too dangerous to investigate. Have you ever been in that situation or ever looked at an investigation going, okay, guys, we're going to go investigate here, and then just changed your mind?
Yeah, no, so we usually don't shy away from that because like if we go to a location and it feels dangerous. Okay, now there's a difference between like the ambience feeling very hostile
Mm,
and the location itself actually being physically dangerous to be at.
mm,
Hey buddy, you want to sit with me now? Okay. There's a difference between the location actually being dangerous physically and then the spiritual danger of a location. The only place we've ever been that I felt actually spiritually endangered was the Nathaniel Orr house because um, at that moment that I told you when I went and saw that laser flickering,
yeah.
as I went to walk back out that door from checking that laser, this is probably the most scared I've ever been during an investigation, and like my flight or fight kicked in. As I walked back out of this room, there's this is on the second floor of a really old house. So you know how when you go upstairs, there's usually that floor that you're actually trying to get to that has a railing on it along the edge of the stairs.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I was walking out next to that railing, and just as I was about to turn back to the room that we were actually, actively investigating, out of the very just peripheral vision of my eye, I saw what looked like the very top, like just the top half of what looked like a head looking up from the banister of the stairs. And oh, um just as soon as I saw it, it was gone. And but I saw it enough that it was just a black, shapeless, round top of a head looking up from the stairs like this
Oh my
at me.
gosh.
And I have that on footage,
Oh,
not the head
I have
itself,
to see that. I would love to see
but
that.
yeah, the head itself isn't there, but it has me trying to get the hell away from it.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And I went and told my buddies, I'm like, y'all are not gonna fucking believe what I just saw. I was like, I need to get out of here for a minute. I need to go outside. I need to fucking reset because that just scared the living hell out of me.
Mm.
Scariest thing I've ever seen was that point. And I just looking back on that's we're going back to that place. That's the place that we're going back to. That's gonna be our next investigation again. I want to go back and I want to see if we can culminate a reaction from something like
So,
that what I saw.
what I'd like to do is once you've got that on YouTube, let me know because I'd like to live stream your YouTube video of that because obviously we're having the discussion now, so everybody is aware of it. I'd really like to live stream that so we can see what you see.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
of
really
course.
like to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get some more equipment before we go do that. We're gonna get personal body cams as well.
Okay.
So as we're walking around, you can see our perspectives.
Mm.
It's gonna be really nice. It's gonna be a really good video, I think. Um, depending on the reactivity of the night.
I think that's also one of the biggest challenges as a paranormal investigator. I think is hardware. I think you always want to have the best possible footage to be able to portray your experience that you have at a haunted location.
Yeah,
But hardware is freaking expensive. I mean, hardware is crazy expensive,
it really is.
and you
It
kind of have
really
to
is.
really like build up slowly but surely and get everything together. When you guys started, you obviously just started with a like a DSLR camera or just a handheld camera, or where did you guys start
Yeah.
with?
You want to see our first camera we
Yeah,
used?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll show
Let's see
you.
it. Let's see
Yeah,
it.
but
Let's see the gear.
this little camera here
Oh damn!
was the first camera we used. And while it does have a movie mode on it, it'll only record up to 30 minutes at a time.
Damn.
And
Okay.
it has no audio inputs on it. It has a charging port and camera. That's it. You know this camera? Here you go. It had no audio ports on it whatsoever. I wish I could show you the camera we have now because oh man, we've improved so much
What
since
camera have you
then.
upgraded to now? What are you using?
This is a Canon AX25.
Okay, nice. Very, very nice.
I I believe that's what that is. Something like that.
So let me quickly.
It's a lot better.
I'll try and see if I can pull one up on stream. People can see what it looks like.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it too.
Canon
AX25, I think
Canon
it is.
AX25. So that here we go. Here we go.
XA25, that's what it is. Thank you.
XA25. Here we go. Got it.
Yeah, it's a $2,000 camera. I think
So this
something
is
like that.
oh shit! I've made everything disappear. Yeah, hold on. Let me just resize this. There we go.
We should be back now. Are we good?
Yeah,
Kinetic?
no, we're good.
Okay.
Let's just quickly pop this up here. You guys can see what it looks like. So it looks like.
What's up, Choles?
Yeah, here we go. That's kind of what it looks like there. You all disappeared. No,
That's
I know.
exactly.
It was a little bit of a moment. That's the camera.
Yeah. So we went from this little thing
to that.
To that.
Yeah.
And
that's a monster of a camera.
Yeah, it's a game changer, dude. It really is. And that's not even one of the super nice ones. That's like entry level right there.
But I mean, you could potentially go in with a, I don't know, like a Sony A7 III, or you could go in with something that has at least a little bit of a decent battery life with a couple of extra batteries. And you can go, I mean, like Migsy wants to go and do an investigation. He's invited me to do an investigation. And the equipment, I've literally just got a whole bunch of GoPros and a DSLR camera. And I think that's okay as a starting point.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to just see. We're gonna have to just see how it goes.
Really, all you need. Ghosty said, excluding the camera, what's the most expensive gear you guys have and would be a problem to replace?
That's an interesting question. I like that.
Besides the camera, our microphones. Like this one we have is a Rode shotgun microphone.
Yeah, the shotgun mic.
This is what we use when we go out and do investigations. This would be really expensive to replace because this is a $300 microphone. The REM pods, probably the REM pods and the microphones would be the most expensive thing to replace if we had to.
Do you by any chance have a REM pod on hand just so we can show if you by any chance have one?
Yeah, I do. I need to.
Sorry, I'm putting you in a position.
No, you're good. I have it all in a bag behind me.
Okay, cool.
This is a REM pod.
There we go.
Yeah, Zaria, that's my cat. Sorry. She's loud. She's very loud, especially when she's not being fed. But yeah, this is the REM pod we use. We are going to get another one, but these are $200 a piece. And they
Kinetical posting cats meowing in my chat. Honestly.
Yeah, dude, I swear this mic picks up everything. I need to change the amount that it drowns out so it'll drown out her high pitch freaking meow.
That's all good.
This does have an antenna attached to it usually, but I don't have it attached right now because I don't want it to get broken. But you know, it's just a basic little thing. And if I hold it here, I can, like, I have to physically touch it right now to make it go off. But this is what it does. Like, the closer you get to it, like, I'm not touching it. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm not touching that little antenna, but it is detecting me. And it has a bunch of different functions on it. It has a like the REM 0, REM range, and then temp 0. This also detects changes in temperature.
Oh, fluctuations in temps. Okay, cool, nice.
Yeah, so
I didn't know they did that. I thought it was just electromagnetic field, like the distance between movements and those kind of things.
Nope, there is a temperature detection on it. If there is a temperature fluctuation of plus or minus 4 degrees, it'll go off. Because that's a pretty major fluctuation in a room.
Daddy J Man, what's
happen.
up?
Yeah, what's up, J Man? How you doing?
You good?
I need to check my chat too.
No, go for it. Go for
it. Azaria said, was literally thinking, is the kid real or a cool effect? No, not an effect. That's my son. That's Mill Jr. And that's what everyone calls him, Little Mill, Mini Mill.
Little Mill.
But yeah, and we have a lot of different. I can show you guys the equipment if you want to see it. Um,
I would love to see it.
these are the soundproofing headphones we use. These are actually what I use on the flight line to drown out the sound of a helicopter. So you're not going to hear anything through these at all.
Crazy. Yeah. So then what do? You just use those and then you just put earphones underneath that for the Estes method?
No, you can hook an aux cord to those to play
Oh,
the
okay.
audio from the
Okay.
spirit box.
Okay. So I thought they were just purely to block out audio.
No, no.
Okay.
Although you could do that if you had like AirPods or something like that,
Yeah.
or even just earbuds you wanted to put under it, you could definitely do that too.
Okay. So you could potentially use construction mufflers, because a lot of construction mufflers sound dead in a hell of a lot. And in a
Yeah.
location like that, you could use construction mufflers if you wanted to go a little bit cheaper, and then just put those AirPods in your ears.
Sorry.
South Africans need that to block out gunshots, sirens, and all the crap. Geez, like you're not wrong. We had gunshots going off down the road in the servitude. We have all that shit. So yeah.
We don't get much of that. We have artillery fire here and helicopters flying over 24/7, but you know, the basic shit for a military base.
It makes sense. Makes sense you having that.
Yeah. What we have here, guys, this is what we call an EMF detector.
There we go. We've seen those on Phasmo.
Yeah, you've definitely seen these before. Like you see, and we turn our phones on airplane mode because if you see what this does when I freaking, tap my phone on, it goes off really hard.
Yeah.
I think it did it. I didn't see.
Yeah,
that.
no, it did.
Yeah.
You could see it.
So yeah, we turn all of our phones off. We don't use our phones during investigations for the specific fact that it could really interfere with the responses on our devices. This here is our spirit box. We're going to upgrade our spirit box. This is just a really basic one that sweeps channels. I would show you what this one does, but you would not be able to hear it because you can't put the headphones on to listen to it. But it does play out loud too, but it is so loud. But yeah, and there's more.
So I mean, you've got a
cams.
lot of the really decent equipment, though. I mean, you've got some good stuff
for the basics of what you need, and some additional.
As long as you've
things.
got the means to be able to investigate. I mean, you've got the equipment.
Yeah, so really, all you need is a camera. You could use your phone camera, and you could do it that way. A flashlight or two. And then just the basic equipment I just showed you is really all you need to get started.
Sorry, I just read Bomb Diver's response. Was wondering, how would a full daily routine of your normal everyday ghost look like?
I would love to see that too.
Imagine the routine of a ghost. I mean, it's not like you're waking up and brushing your teeth. Bomb.
Just kind of wandering around, or do you sleep as a ghost? You don't never know.
No, you don't know. You don't know. Maybe they do.
There's a lot of questions, and am very so I'm not a religious person by any means. I don't, and if you guys are, I mean, that's perfectly fine. I'm not trying to tell anyone what they believe and what they don't believe. I personally don't believe in heaven or hell. I do believe that there is a spiritual presence in the world, but I don't think it's quite as cut and dry as a lot of religions make it out to be. I do believe there are demons, which we call them demons, but it's just really powerful, angry spirits, in my opinion, that can do things to the world that they shouldn't. And then there's angels, of course, what we call them, which are spirits for good, for guiding and helping. And then you have those that are in between, that are the ones that we mostly deal with in our day to day. If we are going to interact with something like that, you would probably more than likely run into just one of those things in between. But yeah, that's kind of how I see it.
It's also crazy to think, like, a lot of people have this perspective on somebody having quite a traumatic death, and then they get stuck in a loop of that entire experience, and that's why they haunt that specific location, is they get stuck in a loop. That's also quite an interesting theory. Because I mean, you go
Yeah,
through to like
so
a lot of those Western, like those Western locations, like an old dive or an old bar, and it happens to be an old Western, like where they used to have gunslinging and all sorts of stuff. And people say, oh, it's potential that they're potentially getting stuck in a situation where they've gotten in a quick draw situation where they were killed, um, and the EMF is coming through. I mean, a lot of people have theories like that, which is quite interesting.
yeah, so like a lot of people hear like so EVP recordings are my most favorite thing ever because those are pretty undeniable. When you
Mm,
have an EVP and when you're listening and you're recording on an EVP, it is silent. There's no noise going on. But when you record and then you play that EVP back and something comes up that you obviously did not hear during the time it was recording, it is
mm,
irrefutable. You can't deny it that something got put on there that you did not hear.
yeah.
I love them so much because people you can hear gunshots or
Oh, that's
like
insane.
yeah gunshots like because you brought it to my mind because there's a somebody did an investigation at the Alamo and they did an EVP. And when they did the EVP, all they heard was gunshots coming out of it. It was just gunshots. And you watch them in the video record it, and there's nothing, no sound at all around them. But then they play the EVP,
And
and
it's
it's just,
gunshots. Crazy. That's
it's like,
crazy.
what the hell? Where did it come from? You can't explain it. You can't explain it.
What would your dream location be to actually go and do an investigation?
My
If money
current,
if money wasn't an option, if traveling wasn't an option, what would your dream location
the haunted Irish castles,
be? Nice.
those places. Uh, You know what? You know what? We're gonna stick to America for now because a lot of people don't know about the foreign locations.
Mm.
Have you heard of the Sally House before?
Yes. Yes.
I want to
Yes.
go there. I really, really want to go to the Sally House. That place, we watched a documentary over it on just the other day on my stream because we were having a paranormal night, just going over some creepy old places. And we watched the documentary and it's like anyone who goes in there and tries to interact with anything is just
It,
they get scratched.
yeah. Yeah.
They have health issues while they're in there.
Pulled off a bed.
Yeah, dude, it's
Crazy.
really crazy. Um, oh, kinetic.
Oh, Suicide Forest in Japan is crazy. Oh my
That's a
gosh.
rough one.
I don't even know if they would allow you to investigate there though. I think there's too much stuff going on now that wouldn't allow for them to do that. I don't think.
Yeah, and even that stuff with Logan Paul too when
Oh,
he went there. Yeah,
yeah.
Bomb Diver
Um,
said something.
um, Interesting. Why is it that the first thing that comes to mind for yourself being a ghost is vengeance? It's Azzy. Of course, it's going to be vengeance. She's going to go through and take out everybody that's pissed her off.
So I actually have a working theory on that. um, it is extremely dependent on the way you die, on
Mm,
how you because so this kind of you're gonna if you talk to me enough about my mindset on how the spiritual world works, you're gonna
yeah.
hear me mention frequencies and vibrations a lot. When someone dies in a really traumatic way, they know they're dying in a traumatic they're you feel it ultimately, even if it's for that split second, or maybe you died so fast you don't know what happened to you. When someone is murdered, there's that obvious feel of of doom and despair, and
Mm,
how that changes. Like when you're angry, you definitely give off a different vibe. When you're angry,
yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
sad, you give off a different vibe. That's because whenever you're angry, your frequency kind of changes and you just vibe differently for that point in time that you're feeling those emotions.
Mm,
When you die, whatever kind of emotions you had, whatever frequency you're sitting at that time, you're locked into that when you die, because that is the last feeling you have in your physical body.
mm,
And that's the feeling your spirit is going to have. And if you die angrily, you're going to be an angry spirit because that's what you were when you left this earth.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of speculation on what truly happens when you die. I don't think you move on technically. I think you have a choice because they have trouble explaining. I'm going to go off on a couple tangents here.
No,
I have a
you're
really
you're good. So I
bad
just
thing
want
of doing
to,
that.
Smitty, as he's, jeez,
Mhm.
you guys,
Oh.
what bomb? It's
Mm.
okay. You're fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. Everything contradicts
Contradicts
sausage
sausage diver.
diver.
Was she calling you vegan diver now? What's the issue? I want her timed out. no, no, she's mod. I can't time her out.
She can time herself out.
She can time herself out, though. But I don't think she needs to.
But yeah. What was I talking about?
You said you were going to go off on a tangent there with regards to the resonance, and when people die, they don't necessarily
Yeah.
leave; they have a choice.
Oh, yes. So, do you have a theory on what consciousness is? Where it comes from, how we get it,
Do I have a theory on it? I mean,
or an opinion?
okay, so obviously I come from a religious family, so
Mhm.
my personal experiences and personal belief system is very much a thing of you're born in the spirit. Your consciousness is very much of a thing where you have a very small, or a very short period of time on this earth, and that your conscious being or your consciousness here is only 1% of what you get to experience throughout the course of your entire spiritual experience. And I think that's my perspective on it. And being religious, even though I am religious, I'm still extremely curious as to what other people believe and other people's perspective on consciousness and those kind of things. So that's my perspective. So our consciousness,
Okay.
for me, is only 1% of what we have to actually experience.
Yeah.
And what that
Okay.
consciousness is, I mean, it's I don't know. It's very difficult to explain. It's a damn good question,
Hmm.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So
What
here's
what
what's
is
my
what is
thing
your
on
theory?
consciousness. Yeah. So everything obviously has to have consciousness to be able to make decisions and do
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
thing. I personally believe your consciousness, what your conscience is just your spiritual self experiencing life in this body.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. Yeah.
consciousness is like what you said, it's like that 1%, but when you die, you kind of get the rest of that consciousness back. It's kind of the same if that's what you meant. I don't know
That's exactly
100%.
what I meant. That's exactly what
Okay, yeah. So I believe when you die, when your spirit leaves, you don't cease to think. You don't cease to be able to make decisions just because you aren't bound to that body anymore. I don't think that you stop being who you were. You're just in a different plane of existence at that point.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And that is where I believe the decision to either stay here and be what people would call a ghost or a spirit, because say you feel like you have unfinished business, you want to try and finish that business in whatever way you can, even after the life you've lived.
Mm.
So that's a decision that is made. And if you are still able to make decisions at that point, I do believe it is your spiritual consciousness that is ever existent that can't go away, because your spirit is energy. It is the energy that gives you life. Without a spirit, you aren't anything. You're just a body.
Yeah. 100%.
So, and they say, energy cannot be created or destroyed. There's a finite amount that is constantly renewed. But when you die, that energy is released and also contained by your spirit. Is how I feel about it.
Mm.
And I just really feel like after we die here, we just move on to a different way of
Complain.
existing,
Mm.
more
But
free way of
whether
existing.
it be in a spiritual realm, whether it be it all comes down to different people's perspective. Like poodle fakers also like tabula rasa, which is basically like blank slate. you move on to something that is completely outside of the realms of what you've experienced in this earthly plane, and you move on
Mm-hmm.
to a spiritual plane, or maybe you stay on. Maybe there is such a thing as reincarnation. Or, there's different belief patterns that go the reincarnation route or the Buddhism route. There's so many different thought patterns and theories when it comes to that. But the bottom line is, when it comes to the entire thing, is your energy does not.
Exactly.
And like you say, you were discussing resonance and different, you know, resonation and vibration energy. And, you mentioned that you could potentially use a battery as per se to be able to draw that energy. And you look at it and you go, okay, well, what kind of energy are we actually pulling through? Is it a negative or positive energy, depending
Mm-hmm.
on their experience when they passed away? It's such an interesting thing to discuss without getting into the theological or the religious aspect of it. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's the problem that people have, is people can't have a conversation about religion without getting defensive.
Yeah, I agree. And like what you said with, you brought up a very good point, knowing whether it was a good or a bad
Bad energy.
energy.
Yeah.
And the way that I would test that is, but you'd have to obviously, if you believe you have something present and you want to give it more energy, you do have to find the frequency that that spirit is going to resonate with.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So if you display that frequency, say it's 120 hertz or whatever it would be, that
Mm.
sound frequency that you would be putting out, the way that I would have to test that is to go off of my device's interaction and their responsiveness to whatever I am putting out. If there is more response to 120 hertz than there is to 180, I'm going to stick in the 120 range. And that is a good kind of indicator of where that, what resonance that specific spirit would be resonating with.
Would be really interesting to figure out how resonant or how frequency would interact with the negative or positive state of that spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So whether, okay, so let's just say you're sitting at 120 hertz and you get consistent readings of 120 hertz in a situation where you're not getting a negative entity vibe, you're not getting a, that it's very difficult to explain. I have experienced it personally, like a negative entity state, but you get that 120 hertz and you consistently feed at 120 hertz. It would be so interesting, those variables, to mess around with those variables and see what kind of experience you would get at a location where, let's just say Alcatraz, where you've got
Hmm.
hundreds of thousands of extremely, negative people that were sitting in those cells. What kind of frequency you would pick up in those kind of, or what frequency would feed a interaction in those kind of situations? It'd be really
Exactly.
interesting.
And I'd want to be able to tabulate it. Because if, and the way you could do that is by understanding the way someone either passed away or died or how they lived
Mm,
their life. If you could correlate the type of death to a matching frequency
that would be crazy.
with, like, say someone got killed by a gunshot, or
Yeah,
it'd be very hard because each person's death is different. It's
yeah.
not specific or, in any way relatable because it's a different person. But the manner of the death, I wonder if you could match a frequency, because when those people die, they obviously, they might feel the same pain, they experience the same thoughts and emotions, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, but to go through and tabulate which one of those, like, okay, at 120 hertz, this person or this spirit reacted, and he died this way. So it's kind of like it's making a reference, a scale reference for this type of death to this type of energy was what existed upon death.
Mm.
And that's if the energy doesn't change. But the reason we want to give them that energy is because spirits have to have some kind of source of energy to continue to exist, or it will fizzle out.
I see.
And
Hey, King Dog. Hello, hello. I need to reach out to this guy, Chris Netzel official. Okay, well, hold on. Let's just see who Chris Netzel official is.
who is Chris Netzel?
Let's have a look.
666
Dog's
hertz
one
on
of my
average.
OGs. Wait, hold on. What is it? Wait, what is the 666? No, it's depending on what monitor you're watching us from right now.
Exactly.
Right now, I'm at 180 hertz. So hold on, let me quickly just check here.
Chris Netzel. I'm gonna look him up on TikTok.
Chris Netzel official. He's on Kick. He's on Kick. He's on Kick.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Chris Netzel official. Wait, hold on. I'm so confused. Need to reach out to the. Is he also quite involved in the paranormal stuff, King Dog, or what's the dealio, Daddy? Oh, does he do investigations as well? Probably.
Let's see him look at his Twitter.
We'll have to have a look and see. Or maybe King Dog can fill us in.
Marine Corps veteran.
TikTok or YouTube. Goes to cemeteries. Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, yeah.
funnily enough, I was thinking about doing something like that and going through to cemetery and maybe trying to do an EMF reading or trying to pick up something there. But the problem is, I will probably not end up leaving that cemetery because the cemeteries in Cape Town, inevitably, there's people that hang around those cemeteries at night that are not good people, and I will end up not leaving. Either I'll get mugged or I will not leave. Unfortunately, Cape Town's just not safe. Or anywhere in South Africa is not safe.
Yeah. South Africa seems like a place I'd still want to visit.
Listen, Cape Town's beautiful. There's a lot of really cool locations here to actually do investigations, but you have to plan it and you have to book it. So, for example, we and I'm using this as a little caveat right now to mention it. We are going. I'm going to chat to Miggsy. I'm going to chat to a couple of the local South Africans, and I'd like to plan a day where we go to the Castle of Good Hope, which is basically an old monument
Mhm.
where um, the Dutch settlers came through and they basically set this up, and there was wars and there was so there's definitely a lot of negative energy. There's a dungeon. There's all sorts of stuff, and I'd really like for us to go out and do a investigation there at some point.
Yeah, if y'all do that, please live stream it. I'd love to see it.
Oh, we'll live stream.
Oh yeah, that would be friggin' awesome. Some of the places we go to don't allow us to live stream.
It's crazy that they don't allow you to do it. I don't understand.
I
Whether
know
you're taking a video of the location on your phone or you live stream, what the hell's the
they're gonna see it
difference?
either way.
Yeah, exactly. If I was conscious as a ghost, I would just kind of hover about, booping people's noses, bring them good luck. I mean, that's a positive way of looking at it. That's
Yeah,
cool.
and I'm sure there are good spirits out there that do. I'm gonna say there are because there's a lot of people who have dreams are a really really big part of spirituality too, because people talk about having visits from loved ones in their dreams, and whenever you are in a dream state, you like that. This is going to sound kind of like hippie like, but it's that dream state kind of
Hey,
dissolves
Alice.
the barrier between like your real life and the spirit world again. That dream state is that point where you kind of can mesh that, because in many practices and in many religious practices, spirit, like it's called spiritual dream or dream state spiritual, I don't know, something like that. Dream state prayer is
Dream
what it
state
is.
spirituality. Yeah, yeah. I've heard of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they use it to connect with past loved ones, but this is like in like the Buddhist type, monks and things like that, they all do this type of thing. It takes a lot of practice and focus to be able to do it. um but it's really interesting because they talk about meeting with their gods in these dreams and spirit guides and angels and all types of things, and also many people have these dream premonitions of things that are going to happen, or things that they should do, things that they shouldn't do in life, that's going to change the way that things change the outcome of things for them.
Mm.
And they have said, I had this dream, I did this, and this happened, and that thing in the dream said this would happen if I did this.
Have
Clairvoyance.
have you personally ever had anything like that happen where you've I'm not gonna use the word manifest because manifest is not the right term. Have you ever had
Mhm.
something happen where you've dreamt it and then you've experienced it a couple of further on in like a few further on down the line? Have you ever had anything like that happen to
I want to. Oh, Zenny, thank you for following. You weren't following me. I am so offended. Um, hey Zenny,
you?
Cryptic and Pyro. If you guys are still here, I'm sorry. I've been watching chat on Smithy's stream as well, but I'm here
Cryptic's
now on
welcome
my
to
chat.
say how's it. Cryptic pops in from time
Yeah,
to time.
geez, Zenny.
Yeah,
Poodle, thank you for the follow. Yeah. But as
thanks
far
for
as
the
the dreams
boop,
I've
Ellis.
had, the dreams that I've had is it's more like deja vu. I feel like I dreamt about it and then it did happen and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, hang on a minute. Is this deja vu or is this actual like me? I dreamt about it and then it happened.
Mm.
It's never exactly the same, I feel like. Um but the craziest thing I've ever had happen to me while I was sleeping, and I didn't even mean to do it. I don't know how it happened, but I at one point w- right before my son was born, um I guess I started having some, like, what you would call an out of body experience. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
or like astral projection, whatever you
Astro
want to
projector.
call it.
Yeah. Yep.
I saw myself sleeping in the bed next to my wife, and I was fully aware of everything that was going on. All the lights were off in the room. We were sleeping there, and I was just looking at myself, like almost like floating above myself, looking at me. And I just remember like thinking, "What? Like, is this a dream? Like, what's going on right here?" And so, like, I guess I got curious in the dream or whatever you want to call it, and I went to. I guess I came down to my bedside and I put my hand close to my leg. And you know how it feels like those old TVs when you turn them off and you feel that static on the
Static.
screen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what it felt like the closer my hand got to my leg. And like I kind of pulled my hand away and then I full on like I grabbed my leg. And the moment I grabbed my leg, I woke up.
Crazy.
I just woke
Crazy.
up and it was like I was just kind of like, it was like my legs were tingling, my arms were, it was just freaking crazy. It was like, I don't know, man. It's so hard to explain. Like, I don't want to say I had like an out of body experience because I really felt like it was just a dream, but also I've never had that kind
But
of
you don't really know though. You can't
yeah.
you how do you debunk something? You can't debunk something. I mean,
No.
that is a subconscious experience that you have that you don't know whether or not it was or wasn't. A lot of people will say yes, it was an out of body experience. A lot of people say it's a dream. But how you?
Hmm.
It's not like you can prove it. That's the thing.
Exactly.
It's
And what's crazy too is, I got diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea.
mm,
And I think I've had obstructive sleep apnea since I was a teenager, it seems like. Because, it may not look it, but I weigh 290 pounds. And I've always been a really dense, heavy guy. And so
yeah.
sleep apnea has been a thing. And with sleep apnea, you can have sudden death. Like, you can
So
just die.
so do you use one of those CPAP machines?
I do. Yeah, I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
now. Back then I didn't.
yeah. It's a good thing
But
that you do.
yeah, I mean, me and my wife were talking about it a long while ago. I was
Such
like,
a
dude,
risk.
what if I died? What if I died and then like I was about to dip out with my spirit self and I was like, nah, like I don't know. Like I've tried to
Crazy.
think about.
Oh,
I
crazy.
know,
Yeah,
because we
yeah.
started talking about the sleep apnea and shit, and then like how sudden death can happen. Like you can just straight up cease to live with sleep apnea.
And you
Um,
don't know if that was you actually having the out of body experience because you were potentially on your way out. Oh my gosh, that's actually quite
yeah, like
that's crazy.
what if I actually fucking died and then just
You just
decided not to?
you just don't know.
I don't know.
Poodle says, I think deja vu might be influenced by involuntary memory. Proust spoke. Yes, yeah, involuntary memory. So it's weird though because it's it's a situation where you go, I'm sure I've experienced this before, and then you almost cognizant of it, and you want to change the outcome of a situation, but it goes exactly the same path as your so-called deja vu experience, and you go, I've experienced this.
Mm-hmm.
You can't debunk it.
Exactly.
You can't debunk those kind of things. No, you can't.
No, it's crazy, dude. Oh, sorry, I got a text.
No, go for it. I've been at work many times during my dreams, and what's truly fascinating about these events is that I eventually end up actually experiencing being at work. Well, dude, it's a good thing you go to work. The
You
fact
can't get
that you're
away from work
dreaming
even when
about
you're
work is a
dreaming.
problem. You're a workaholic. You shouldn't be dreaming
Hey
about
guys,
work
how are y'all doing?
unless you really enjoy your
Caboodle.
job. If you enjoy your job, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong, buddy.
Yeah. Hey guys, if you are in my stream, make sure you guys go check out Smithology. He's
Appreciate
really
you, man.
cool. Oh, hey, Cryptic, you're good, brother. I was trying to do the same when I popped on running the girls to a birthday party, and I won't have service. Maybe see you guys tonight. Yeah, Cryptic, we will be going live tonight. We did have this podcast to do today. Really excited, guys. We were going to do this last weekend, but I had an issue, and we had to reschedule to this weekend. But I'm so glad that we've made it here. It's been
That's
friggin' awesome so far.
yeah, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do this, man. Really, it's awesome.
Yeah, dude. No, I love it, dude.
Uh,
You're awesome, dude. The doof doof is my thing, bro. I swear.
yeah, the doof doof. Oh my gosh, the doof doof.
It's
Yeah, it's now the doof doof is there to stay.
oh yeah. If it goes away, I'm gonna throw a fit.
So it won't. So what keeps you passionate about doing investigations? What keeps you there? What is it? Just trying to take things to the next step, or what keeps you going?
So obviously it's something I'm really into. I enjoy it very much. I love the experiences we get to have. I love the late nights, the vibes we have. Just smoking a cigarette after the investigation, just like talking about it. Um, and the excitement, the research, the stuff I learn from just going to these new places, meeting these people. It's so endearing in a way
Yeah,
to just be given the opportunity to go to these places, and it excites me, and I love the mystery of the unknown. Like our motto for MilParanormal is uncovering the unseen,
yeah.
and that's what we really want to do. Smitty is proper lovely human being. Yes, he is.
Yeah, I
He is a
appreciate
freaking
that.
awesome dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Trippin'
cool.
Alice is, did I hear a doof doof? She's another one that loves the doof doof. She's our Belgian friend that came to visit us in South Africa. She's freaking awesome.
Oh, is it here? Oh man, my wife's desk just got here. She's excited.
Oh, her desk.
But yeah, she got a new desk. We bought her a new desk. She had a really flimsy, crappy one, and she just got a new one that's got like lights and stuff on it. And
Does she stream? Or is she
she does not. My wife is
uh
not someone that is big on being seen in the internet world. Although she was
okay.
on my stream the other. Would you like to say hi?
It's okay. She can do VTubing. It's alright.
VTubing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doof
Well,
doof is
she's big
fab.
into
Yeah.
plants. She's really big into plants. If she wanted to
Okay.
start a channel on plants, she 100% could.
Do
Like,
some
if I could show you her room.
horticultural category vibes.
Exactly. Dude,
Yeah.
she is huge into it. She loves plants.
We need somebody on this chat on Kick who specializes and will do lessons on how to freaking get bonsais to grow properly, because I cannot for the life of me get a bonsai to grow
Dude,
properly. Holy
I killed
crap.
my bonsai on
Yeah, I
accident.
killed my bonsai as well. I killed my freaking
I
Venus
have a
flytrap, and I mean those things are supposedly impossible to kill, and I killed
yeah, I have a Japanese maple out in the back right now in a pot,
it.
and I don't
Nice.
know if it's gonna come back. I don't know if it's
Mm.
gonna come back. I think it got fried because it got real hot here for a day or two, and I think it killed it.
Ah, shit.
But I really like bonsai too. There's a really
Dude,
nice place out here that has a bonsai garden.
I'm gonna have to get another one because I think mine's toast. And my
Yeah,
Venus
yeah.
flytrap is also toast. I managed to kill a cacti. Wow.
How
Okay,
did you do that?
that's taking it to
That's
this
really
level.
hard.
Wow.
That is really hard to kill a cacti.
Yeah.
Jeez. But to get back on topic real
Yeah.
quick, my passion for the paranormal comes from wanting to understand something that I can't see. And it may be a reach for like my what I wish I could have had in religious terms, because
Mm.
I see everyone who's like so in love with God and Jesus and Mother Mary and that whole side of religion.
Yeah.
But for me, that was such a bad experience for me in a religious scape, because I was raised as a Southern Baptist and
Mm.
religion was put off for me. So, oh my God, that is huge. Holy crap, that's a big box. But yeah, so religion has been a bad experience for me. Any religious people I've been around coming up as a kid, it was just not good.
Mm.
Very like their adultery, like money laundering within a church. I experienced all of that. Yeah, yeah, it's I'm not gonna say that, but Zenny, that's what she said. You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah, that's what she said. That
You know
thing's
what, Zenny?
huge.
That's huge.
Alice said exactly the
Stop
same
lying
thing.
to
Trip and
me.
Alice was like, that what she said? Uh,
I just got hit with it. You need to stop lying to me.
I got a lot of plants growing, but no one ever told me that it percentage they're growing. I chucked them all out thinking it was weed. Oh my gosh. No, listen, I understand. I understand there's a lot of people who have a very negative experience when it comes to religion. Um, I personally, I don't go to church. I used to go to church, but I don't go to church anymore because there's too much subliminal advertising in church nowadays. There's too much. It's all about the show and all about the money. It's just unfortunately that's how
Yeah.
my
Oh,
that's
yes.
my perspective and my experience. So I
Dude, they
personally,
were so
oh
yeah, I'll go
yeah,
ahead. I'm
no no
sorry.
no, go for it, go for it, shoot.
I was gonna say like that. So I went to a cowboy church, and they were so headstrong about making you feel bad about not giving some kind of money to the church
Yeah,
every Sunday.
yeah,
And they would be like, the money that you give to this church is to help us spread the message of God and to get the message of God out there better. So please give as much as you can to help spread the word of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but don't give as much as you can't. And I'm like, what? What? And that would be like the first 10 minutes. They would preach that shit as everyone's walking up to the what do you call it? The bowl, the offering
the
bowl.
offering bowl, yeah, yeah. Chick
Yeah.
bomb divers, and isn't Smithology all about the shit? Yes, but I'm not a religion. And I'm not about the money.
But yeah, it's just it was so disgusting, man. Like as a kid, I didn't really understand it, but as I got older and started thinking back on it and all these things, I'm like, dude, that money just goes to the pastor's pocket
Yeah,
because he owned the church.
yeah, yeah. It's a
Um,
business. It's a business.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
and
church nowadays, and I know we're completely going off topic, guys. I'm so sorry, but church nowadays is not about sitting in front of a group of people trying to, spread positivity, spread the word, etc. It's become a big thing. It's become a business, and I think it's
mhm,
like that. Unfortunately, it's like that with a lot of religions, a lot of industries. But again, discussing religion, you have to be extremely open minded and extrememely non defensive when it comes to
mhm,
discussing things like that. Because the moment you become defensive, that's where, the what's it, extremism? No, extremists start to become a little
mhm.
bit defensive. And that's when it causes a lot of nonsense. I get people don't like discussing religion, but,
Yeah.
it's all part and parcel of what we're discussing now.
And Zenny said just now, she's like, a few churches, I won't say denominations, I've
Mm,
gone to, it's how much money you give and almost who sings louder and more perfect and holier than anyone
100%.
else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like that.
If you can play guitar, you're good in a
Yeah.
church.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of the way it was too. Like on Wednesdays, they would have. We're gonna hop off the religion subject here in a minute.
Yeah.
We'll get back to what we're actually talking about. But yeah, it's just there's too much, too much, too much.
Yeah. And
That's what I'm saying.
what I found in the church that I was in previously was depending on how much money you paid into the church was how close to the front you sat. It
Hmm.
was a very weird hierarchy thing that they had going on there.
Mm-hmm.
and the subliminal messaging of people that were pumping money into the church, their businesses would get advertised and also. I had a bad experience, but that doesn't change my religious or my spiritual perspective. It just changes my belief or my experience with religion. Because
Mm-hmm.
I find there's a big difference between your spiritual belief and your religion. Religion is it's a it's a building you go to, it's the people, it's da 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 da. But your personal spiritual experience is completely
I agree, Zinni.
different.
Yeah, Zinni said it breeds hate and greed,
Yeah,
and
agreed,
that's the last thing you need
100%.
in church.
You don't need that.
Yeah, no, you
But
don't.
anyway, moving
But
back to the
yeah,
original topic.
yeah. Let's get on that.
So your so your passion for the it's the curiosity and the passion for the unknown that stemmed all of this.
Yes, very
So
much.
now, my question just disappeared. Now I wanted to ask you because it kind of was on that. Um, do you have a specific now? Obviously, you developed that passion, but was there anybody else specifically that kind of mentored you in a way to push that even further, or was this 100% homegrown?
I'm gonna have to say it's pretty much 100% homegrown.
Okay.
Um, while my wife supported me in making this decision to do this, it
Shout out
came
to the
from
wifey. Hell
yeah,
yeah.
my wife's an amazing person. She's really amazing. She told me to she hates when I talk about her on stream.
Wifey, you're
Um,
amazing.
Smithy said you're amazing, babe. She's like, you didn't even know me. They don't need to know you. They just know you're amazing.
You're allowing your hubby to
Um,
do this. You're amazing.
yeah, and she really does. She really does push me. Like, if I don't feel like streaming for a day, she's like, "You need to stream." And
I
I'm
love
like,
that. That's amazing. That's freaking
she really does push me to be better.
awesome.
And
Well,
I push back a lot more than I probably should. And um, she's really awesome. She keeps me on my toes. Definitely makes sure that I'm doing the right thing. But yeah, and she carried and birthed my children. So
yeah.
what more can I ask? That's like the ultimate sacrifice there. But yeah, she's amazing. But to get back, I was never mentored, but I'd always been interested in the spiritual side of things. Like guilty confession, when I was younger, I was super into demonology. Like I would draw the symbols. I would,
Yeah.
I made a whole book, like I guess you could call it a grimoire of like these summoning symbols and sigils and everything before I knew the dangers of them. Um, I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I was so into demons. I wanted to know everything about demons and the angels and the archangels. It was just
Mm.
it enticed me. I was very curious. But coming into adulthood and knowing more about that now and being a little more mature in what I actually decide to dispose myself to, that will not be one of them. But being on the safe side, doing what I do now, it's just a passion for me. I've always wanted to do it, and I just didn't have the means to or the want to until I actually came to Washington. So,
And now
yeah,
you definitely have the want
have the what?
to. Definitely have the want.
Oh yeah, dude, I love doing it. It's just so hard to find places to go to that'll actually let you in now.
Yeah. I think it's education. People you go to those locations, they're like, "What do you want to do?" Sorry, I don't understand.
Oh my gosh, you are not even lying, dude. Some of these, I had to get permission from the military to film in the museum that we went to, and I had to call public affairs, and I had to ask for permission to film in the museum. They're like, "Okay, well, what are you filming?" And I was like, "You're gonna laugh at me," because
But that's the
they don't
frustrating
take
thing
it.
is you shouldn't feel embarrassed about it, but you kind of do. You
I know.
internally
It's
cringe.
like, what am I gonna tell this guy that I'm going looking for fucking ghosts in the
Thanks for the
museum?
shawties, Azzy. Appreciate the mod work. Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
and so I called this guy, and he was like, "Well, what are you recording for?" And I was like, we're trying to do a paranormal investigation." He was like, "Oh, you're a Ghostbuster," and I was like, "Oh my god." I guess you
Dum-dum,
could say
da-da-dum,
that, yeah.
da-da-da-da, dum-dum, da-da-dum.
Exactly, dude. I was like, "Oh, man."
Oh,
He was
shit.
like, "Yeah, dude, whatever. I don't care if you film in there. I don't even know why you called. You don't have to call to ask for permission to film." But the museum curator was like, "Well, call public affairs and make sure they're cool with you being in here."
Yeah.
And so they were like, "Yeah, we're cool with it, bro. Whatever. Like, go ahead." And so I did. And, it's one of those things.
I guess
But a lot
eventually
of
you
these
start to become like completely desensitized to having to make that call.
Oh, yeah, I definitely I don't know, the museum one was kind of that's, like, the first time I had to ever actually ask and call
Yeah.
to see if I had permission to actually film in this place because it is owned by the government.
Mm.
So, I had to make sure that I had the rights to get in there and film what I did, and this flag right here actually came from that museum. Um, they let us take the flag. This flag was flown in the oh, no, this wasn't the flown one. My buddy has the one that was flown. This was put in the lobby of the museum way back when it first opened up.
Oh,
It
wow.
it hung in the museum when it was still a hotel for,
Yeah.
soldiers. Yeah, so there's a little bit of history behind the flag, and it's
That's
it's
cool.
really cool. It's a really nice one. So
Yeah, I see you got
yeah.
like in general in the US, you guys are extremely proud of that, which I love.
Oh yeah, we're super
I
patriotic
love
here.
that. Unfortunately, here not so much, but you know, I
Yeah.
love the fact that you guys are as patriotic. I think it's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, we love our country. We love the freedoms we have. We don't have to do a lot of the things that other countries have to deal with. We have the freedom to do whatever we want within the limits and limitations of our laws.
Mm,
But um, it's I think it's just the American dream is the moreover the sense of what everyone feels in America.
mm,
Now, of course, right now it's not the greatest political climate and all that, but we're not going to get into that. But I still do enjoy um, the patriotism that is shown on my side of the perspective of the U.S. There's obviously a lot of people that aren't real cool with us right now, but
mm, mm,
I still love my country. I was born and raised here. My dad was in the military. My grandfather was in the military. We have a big, long line of military history. So I'm proud of that, and
that's
I'm
cool.
happy that
I
my family
respect.
gets to
Yeah.
exactly. And my family is safe. They're fed. They can go out to the park if they want to, and not have to worry about someone, you know, harming them from somewhere else.
Mm.
It's a safe country, and I love that for
You
everybody
s-
in my family and everyone that lives here.
I think from our perspective, if our, like as he says in the chat now, he says we have our freedom, but just not our safety. And I think for us, I think we would be a hell of a lot more patriotic to our country if it was run correctly, and if we had the safety. I think safety is the safety is the biggest factor in
The only safety we have to worry about here is really just our own population.
our. Mm.
We're like I don't know if you guys have to worry about other countries messing with yours. No, is
Not
it really? It's a kind of the same thing. Like it's your general population you have
Smitty
to
for
worry about.
president. No, no, I do not
Oh, I
want
could
that
see
role
it.
in my life. No, thank you, sir.
I would vote you,
You
and
would
I'm
vote
from
me. I
America.
wouldn't vote me. I wouldn't vote me.
Smith- Fucking national anthem's gonna be doof doof
Doof doof.
volley volley
Doof doof
doof.
will definitely. I will change the national anthem tomorrow.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. Roll up to a freaking summit.
And
Doof
everybody's just
doof
going
playing
doof
on the
doof
speaker.
body body doof.
I would be there so fast.
Crap.
Oh my god.
Bomb,
That's
you're going to
awesome.
be right in line with me, aren't you? You're going to be there, just doof doof.
Hell
Uh,
yeah, dude. That's
uh,
awesome.
but
Oh,
listen, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I've only got a few more questions to throw at you. It's
yeah, of
already been
course.
2 hours. So what do you think from a and this is going to go completely the other direction. What do you think from a technology and AI perspective? Do you think AI could potentially be integrated into your investigations at a later stage, at some stage? I know it's a bit of a weird question, but a lot of people are jumping on the AI bandwagon. Do you foresee it coming into investigations at any stage? It's a bit of a
That's
weird
a
one, but
really good
yeah.
question, though. because it's very plausible that that could start happening. The only mm, damn, that's a hard one.
No, it's like it's a bit kind of where my mind immediately goes is the EVP integration with AI, where you have that almost like a Chat GPT style situation, but it's EVP based. You know what I'm saying?
So the the implementation of AI would have to develop a lot more before I think it could be used in a investigation type setting,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because much of the investigation that we do is purely input to reaction.
Mm.
What we input and what is given as a reaction to that input, it is uh
Reactive feedback. Yeah.
yeah, and I don't think AI is able to comprehend or even
So
um
Bomb actually made a
go
very
off of
valid
that.
point. Pattern
Hmm.
recognition, because we were talking about frequencies. If
Oh,
you were
pattern
able to do
recognition.
pattern recognition through AI for those frequencies, that could be quite interesting. That could be
That would that could be, yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, that would be really, and it could do that now.
yeah. Good point, Bomb. Very
I
good point.
think the development and the implementation of it would be the hardest part,
Yeah.
because I don't think there exists a system right now. Well, see, the thing is, the technology that we're talking about, or the testing methods, haven't even been done yet. And this podcast is actually the first public space I've ever mentioned it um being used in a investigation type manner, because and but the thing is, I am so sold on it because I really and truly believe that it would work.
Mm,
I seriously do. I just do not have the technology to implement it right now.
mm. It makes logical
But
sense. I mean, if
yeah, logically,
it makes
scientifically, it is sound.
mm.
It is
Thanks for the lurks, Moose.
it is verifiable through science, and that's what we want to do. We want to verify the paranormal and the existence of something beyond what we can see with science. And with this very specific method, we could do that,
Mm.
and we could turn the spiritual world into a true science rather than what is called a pseudoscience at the
Pseudoscience.
moment. That
Yeah.
is what it is called right now, pseudoscience. um and that is a label that I want to tear off of the spiritual side of things.
Now, speaking of pseudoscience, people who have basically taken the concept of pseudoscience and blown it out of all proportion. What are your thoughts, personal thoughts, just your perspective on
Mhm.
Ed and Lorraine Warren?
I believe it started out legitimate, but unfortunately, okay, so most people think Ed and Lorraine Warren are the people from the Conjuring movies.
They're not. No, they're not. No.
No, they're not. That is not, a lot of people think that that is not who Ed and Lorraine Warren were. Ed and Lorraine were they didn't even mean to get into what they got into.
He was an artist.
Yeah, they did not mean to do that. And I don't know the exact story, but the only reason that it spiraled like it did is because of an involvement with the church they had.
Mm,
They were involved with the church and they were asked to come help, but it ended up spiraling beyond that, and they continued to do it because I guess they found out they were really good at it.
mm.
These
Yeah.
stories,
Power and money corrupts
um,
people. Yeah.
yes, it does. Zenny said, from what I've read, the Conjuring movies are loosely based on their working. Yeah, the Conjuring
Very,
movies
yeah,
are very
very,
loosely
very
based.
loosely based on their work. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and it's very loosely is a giving term. It's not, almost not even loosely. It's almost completely fictional. With the possessions that they talk about in The Conjuring, the possessions did happen, and Ed Lorraine did have a hand in handling that possession.
But they didn't help with it.
Yeah, they didn't
They
help with
brought
it.
it to media,
Hmm.
but they didn't help. They in some instances they made it worse.
Yeah, and when they made the Museum of Haunted Objects, that was the I don't wanna speak too much on it because I don't exactly know everything about it. I don't wanna
Yeah,
lie about it.
yeah.
But if
So
I
at the end of the day,
remember
listen, this is we're not going to go completely fact checking right now. We're going, what is your personal opinion on that entire situation? Let's talk about the they've got the museum of demonic possessions. They've got all of that
mhm,
stuff. But do you think you're saying that it started off as a thing where they actually just wanted to assist and wanted to help, and do you think it's just blown
mhm.
out because of publicity?
Oh, what's up, Paris? How's it going? Yeah, I think it blew up because they got really popular really fast,
Mm,
and then the movie franchises started getting talked about, and obviously money talks.
yeah.
I don't know if Ed and Lorraine had anything to actually do. I don't even know when they
Bubble butt, bubble
passed.
bubble bubble
Jenny,
butt,
thank you so
bubble
much for the
butt,
follow.
bubble bubble bubble
I don't
butt,
know if they were
bubble
around for
butt.
those movies, but
Thanks for the follow, Jenny.
the publicity that they got brought them money. So obviously someone's going to keep chasing the money.
Yeah,
And I think that's what it ultimately turned into. And the thing with the Annabelle doll, because that's what everyone knows about Ed and Lorraine Warren, is that they are the ones who procured the
and
Annabelle
the
doll
Annabelle
and
doll.
locked it up in that glass box.
I still have my doubts, even though recently there was somebody who passed away after mishandling it or whatever the case is.
Yeah, that guy. Oh, yeah, the dude who was transporting the Annabelle doll.
Yeah,
There's a funny thing. And Smithy, you mentioned it earlier, a manifestation.
yeah,
You can have an object that is completely harmless, 100% completely harmless in the beginning. But once enough people believe that there is something wrong with an object or that there is something attached to that object, there is power in that object now
mm,
that things want. And when things get the attention because they, inhabit that object, it gives them power. Acknowledgement is power. So if it was BS way back when, it probably isn't now. That doll probably is haunted now. That doll
mm.
probably does have some kind of attachment to it now.
Because it's
And
been
I say this,
manifested. Yeah,
yeah, they've
yeah,
manifested something nasty to that doll. And another thing that really is crazy is when that doll was being transported, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but the police station that guy drove by when he brought Annabelle to wherever he was going, all of the call centers went down when he got into
I
that
did not
town.
know that. I did not know that. That's crazy.
The 911 call centers went down for that town when he drove Annabelle through it. And then when he got to his hotel, he died of a massive heart attack in his hotel room with Annabelle in his van. So,
Crazy, crazy, crazy. But once again,
yeah.
you just don't know. And I mean, there was a lot of weird shit in that haunted possessions museum. There's a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, Zenny just had like fires, deaths. There's been people who have interacted with Annabelle and then had major health issues pop up afterwards.
Crazy,
So, and I
crazy.
wish the best for Matt Rife because he's the handler of that doll now.
Yeah,
Um, I hope nothing bad happens to him. And you guys, I'm telling guys, do not touch Ouija boards.
agreed. Do not
Don't
even go down
touch
that
them.
road.
And the reason I say that is because there's a Ouija board in that museum that
Pillow normal activity. Sorry, I only saw that now. I've got somebody in the chat called
pillow normal activity.
Pillonomi's in the chat, so they're like pillow normal activity. Bomb, you are amazing when it comes to that kind of stuff. Well done, well done.
Let me see. Zenny said people who have even spoken poorly of her have had issues. Scary shit. I ain't playing with any of it. And yeah, I have played with a Ouija board one time in my
Mm.
life, and I will never do it the same as any, exactly the same as you. I'm not going to speak on that experience I had right now because I do feel I think we're running short on time.
No, well, I
But
mean, we can go as long. You're very welcome to talk about it. It's completely up to you.
well,
I just don't want to hold
I'll be
you.
running short on
Okay,
time.
cool, cool.
I do have a few things I need to do,
No
but
problem.
I'm definitely enjoying this here. Um, but Ouija boards, guys, used to like just the same thing with Annabelle. They used to be a children's toy. they are no longer children's toys. They sold them in Toys R Us as a board game.
Crazy. Blows my
No.
mind that they did that. Crazy.
Azaria said there have been some speculation that Annabelle affects people's health because it's radiation that is still on it.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. As far as I know, that doll has never been exposed to any kind of radiation afflicted area. The doll has been locked in a box for the past, what, 40 years?
Yeah.
Like 30, 40 years, something like that?
And the last person, one of the last people who actually like basically antagonized the doll was in a major
Mhm.
car accident with both
Yeah,
him and
they
his
died.
girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's crazy,
So yeah,
crazy stuff.
don't antagonize things that you don't understand.
Yeah. NASA, what's up? How you doing? Welcome in.
But yeah.
Yeah. So going on to the Matt Rife thing quickly. He's obviously taken ownership of that property. He's taken ownership of Annabelle. He's quite involved in Overnight, which is another YouTube channel, and they do their thing. But I don't think he knows what he's getting himself into. I don't think.
So
I think there's a lot there that is potentially a problem.
I think he may not know what he's getting into, but he has Matt Rife is a Muppet.
He is a muppet.
Matt Rife has been involved with other paranormal investigators that I have seen,
Mm.
but I don't. He probably still doesn't understand the extent of what he may really be dealing with, because there are seriously really nasty things out there that you can't see or interact with that will take advantage of someone who does not know what they're dealing with.
Mm.
And Matt Rife has put himself in a position among many, 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 many haunted objects in that museum. Whether all of them are haunted or not, I don't know. But like, just because we're on the topic, Annabelle specifically, if he mishandles that doll or the box that it's supposed to stay locked, and someone said in my chat just a minute, Zenny said locked with many protective spells and prayers and sigils.
Mm.
So whatever is contained in that box can't be. It's like a Dybbuk box
Yeah.
with
the
a
big box.
doll
Yeah.
inside of it.
Yeah.
And you do not need to open that box ever. It has been sealed for a reason, and whatever is in there needs to stay in there. Now,
Tom is like, "What's this
a lot
doll?
of
It's the Annabelle doll. The
the Annabelle
original,
doll, the Raggedy Ann
not
doll, not the
the one from the
freaking
movie."
no, not that creepy ass thing. Even though that thing is really goddamn creepy, but it is the old Raggedy Ann doll that was mass produced. I don't know. I don't know the exact story of
Annabelle.
what became of that doll specifically, or why it was the center point, or why it is a center point. I'm not sure on the story on that.
So apparently, it was a woman who had the doll, and then she gave it to a friend of hers that was in college, and the
Mhm.
friend started basically talking to the doll as if it was a real doll because she was lonely, and eventually it got into a point where she started manifesting the actual movement of the doll.
Babe, did Torrin just scream? That scared the fuck out of me. I thought I heard my kid screaming,
Shit.
but it was. I
Yeah.
think it was his TV.
If you need to check, it's all good.
Oh no, it's good.
Okay.
He's fine. I just heard him talk. He's fine.
Okay. But listen, enough about all the movies and the stuff. What I want to know from you is your throughout the course of all of your paranormal investigations that you've done, what has been the highlight or the pinnacle of what you've experienced up until this point? What has been the biggest thing that you've done that sticks with you and will forever stick?
The most recent investigation we did, what is probably going to stick with me forever. It's two things. It's two things. That the head that I saw on the stairs,
Yeah.
that I will never forget that.
Yeah.
But the second thing that happened was we were given permission to use the intercom in this museum, and there's a video. It's on TikTok of me using the intercom. You guys can go watch it if you want to.
Let me just pop the TikTok link in here quickly.
Oh yeah. So on TikTok, we used the intercom and we're like, if there are any spirits in this building, we were on the first floor. Please come down and interact with any of the objects that we have laid out for you. When I tell you every piece of equipment we had on that floor went off, I mean literally every single piece of equipment we had did something after I asked that. And you
Wait,
know what?
Brad,
You know what? I'll pull the video up on my stream and we'll go watch it real quick.
pull it up. I'm just gonna quickly pop the link in the chat right now. Here we go, TikTok.
Oh, actually, I don't have TikTok logged into my browser. Damn.
Okay, I've popped your link into the chat. You can have a look there.
Okay. Let me go back. Kinetic. No, not Kinetic Smith. Yeah. So we do have, actually, as a matter of fact, it's that first video we have up right there.
Hold on, let me see if I can quickly pull it up here. MilParanormal.
Okay.
It's first the one with the first one with you with your cap backwards, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's quickly have a look. I'm just gonna quickly window capture this. Okay, let's do this. I'll just cover my face. You guys don't need to see my face. It's fine. There we go. Yeah. Turn the volume up. Wait, where's the audio? Where's the audio? We need audio.
Oh, did you enable the audio capture on the properties of that window capture?
Doing it right now. There we go. Enable audio capture. Okay, we should be able to hear it now.
Please come down to the first floor lobby room. Yep. Anything else? Okay.
There we go.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. It's me, dog. What's up? Thank
Are
you so
you
much.
fucking way?
Okay, wait, hold on. We're gonna let it play from the beginning.
What the
again.
fuck?
There we go.
It's mine.
That holy sh.
Okay, wait, hold on. I need to watch it from the beginning. Let's watch it quickly. Let it play over. Yeah, let's watch.
Okay, so before I do this, just to let you guys know what we're doing, we have an intercom that we're going to try and go off of and let everything in the building know that we're here and invite to the first floor. So let's go ahead and try that. If there are any spirits in the building, we are on the first floor and we're trying to speak with you. If you would like to speak with us, please come down to the first floor lobby room. Anything else? Okay. Thank you. Gotta stay
Are you
respectful.
fucking way? What the fuck?
Just, oh my god. I heard it. That's insane.
It's mine.
That holy sh.
That is insane. Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. That I will remember that forever. And it's just the feeling you get when you hear all of that equipment light up is just it's like no other, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, I think the paranormal investigation realm is definitely something when you have an experience like that. I mean, I've got goosebumps from that. That's insane.
Yeah, dude. It's really crazy. And it's when
I mean, that's
don't
an
know, man.
old school. That's an old school system. It's not like there's any. You can't manipulate that.
No, and nothing was going off, and it was just dead silence before then. But then we hit that freaking button, said what we said, and not 2 seconds after we were like, "We good?" Boom, the room lights up. That to me is just irrefutable. Can't deny it.
Crazy. Oh,
It's just
crazy.
it
Well,
is
listen,
crazy, dude.
I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much, and thanks.
I appreciate you having me, dude.
And thanks for sharing everything that you have today. And
Mhm.
guys, if you can, please click on the link that's sitting in the top of the chat at the moment. It's a Linktree link. You'll be able to go and check out MilParanormal's YouTube channel, their TikToks, everything like that. Please go give them follows, and they're going to be Mil's going to be doing in some investigation soon. So please go check it out.
Yeah. And we will be going live tonight too to have some more fun with you guys as well. If y'all want to come hang out on Kick.
That sounds like a plan. Yeah, I mean, you're live
Yeah.
right now, so are you going to stay live and keep going, or are you going to go offline now?
Well, we're gonna kill the live once we're done with this, and then I'll come back at 8 o'clock my time, and we're gonna do another stream tonight playing some horror games.
Chick Azaria is like, my brother has the same effect. He lets rip and people run out of the room. That's a different kind
and
of
I
effect.
appreciate all of you guys being here too. It's really cool to see your community come and just hang out with you and to come and see us talk about the stuff we're talking about
As
too.
long, you know what, it's shared love, man. As long as they come through for you as well, and you know, I appreciate them being here, and I appreciate you being here, and
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing a lot more of MilParanormal.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I have
I
so much stuff just sitting on my PC that I haven't even posted yet. I need to. I
we
really need to.
we want to see it. We want to see a
Yeah.
lot more
Well,
investigation. I'm looking forward to the IRL investigations and the streams, potentially the streams that we see.
yeah, we want to do one so bad, but it's just so hard because having the phones going while we're investigating, we'd have to be we'd have to let everyone know, hey, shit might pop off that isn't actually what you think it is
Yeah,
because we're
yeah.
live. So that would just have to be a
I guess
disclosure.
the
and stuff
EMF
like that.
readers wouldn't really do what they're supposed to be doing, right?
No, we'd probably have to leave the EMF readers out for that time. But yeah.
No, but I think it'll be pretty cool if you can, even if you have to leave some instrumentation out. I think it'll still be a cool experience.
Yeah, and I will let you guys know when we do that for sure.
Yeah. No,
But
that'll
yeah,
be
well,
awesome.
thank you, Smithy. Dude, I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you bringing me on. And if you want to have another one of these in the future, I'm so down. And I'd love to bring you
We'll do
onto
it.
my stream sometime too and just hang out and have fun, man.
Let's do it. Anytime. You've got me on Discord, we do it. And the community, guys, if you ever want to reach out to MilParanormal, reach out. If you guys have got anything interesting happening, if you've got any bumps in the night that I need to hear about, that we can chat about, please remember, we do paranormal, we do conspiracies, we do creepers, we do cryptids, we do all of that stuff on Paranormal Encounters on Kick. So make sure that you, stay tuned for the next one. This is episode 4. We're already on 4. Can you believe it? Damn.
Hey, thank you, Diver. Smith, I'm gonna go ahead and drop out, man.
You're
If you want
good.
to chat with your stream
Yeah.
for a while,
You're good.
thank you so much, dude.
It's a pleasure,
I had
buddy.
so much fun. I really did.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, no
Alrighty.
problem. Y'all have a good day. Y'all enjoy Smithy. He's a freaking great guy.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man. Thank you.
See you guys.
Catch you later. Ciao. Bye. There we go. Okay, peeps. Well, that is that. Wait, let me just turn the one block off here. Let's switch that. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let me just dip that down a little bit. Have an awesome night. If you guys, you're welcome. You're welcome. Smith Paranormal and Milology. I love that collab. Let's go. Can't wait to not sleep today. Dude, it wasn't too bad. He had a couple of crazy experiences, a couple of interesting things, but it's really cool to chat to somebody like Mo, who is involved in the industry, who is involved in the paranormal investigation and does all of those things. I think that's being able to chat to somebody like that was great stream. Oh, thank you, Poodle. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Was some interesting talk. Enjoy the rest of the. Appreciate you, Pillow. Thank you, buddy. Guys, thank you very, very much. I am going to do a little sneaky hosty. Let's just see who we can do a host out to. I need to log back into the dashboard. Now the dashboard kicked me out again. It's been weird tonight. It's been crazy. Alice, much love. Stumbling Alice. Right, guys, I'm going to catch you soon. Let's just see who is live and who's doing what. Wait. I think Kinetical's live, right? Or who's live? I want to see who's live. Who is live? Who's live? Connecticut's live. I'm just gonna have a quick look down the list. Just a quick sneaky look down the list. Connecticut, yeah, I think I'm going to do a hosty to Connecticut, guys. Connecticut is an amazing part of our community, and I want you guys to go give them some love. Let's just quickly go. I'm just going all the way down the list. I want to see who's doing their thing. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go visit Connecticut. Maxie's live. Yeah, Maxie's. I know Maxie's live, but she doesn't. She said she doesn't want me to host her because she's not going to be on for too long. Maxie's live. Who wants to host to that lady? Nah, jeepers, Maxie. Oh my gosh. Nah. Now, why would I host to Maxie? Her content is terrible. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. She's gonna run in here and kick my ass. That old fox. Oh no. Sakamur. Shots fired. Smoke in peace. Hello, buddy. How's it going? Okay, guys. No. But on a serious note, Connecticut is on the partner grind. I know. I'm on the verification grind. I tried yesterday. It didn't quite work. So I'm going to keep on going. At the end of the month, I'll try for verification again. We'll see how it goes. It can only eventually happen, right? We know who Maxie is going to be haunting on the afterlife. Facts. All right, guys. Be good. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. And let's go visit Connecticut.